You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
And good evening, good late evening for some, and good morning for others, or good afternoon. That's the joy of doing the worldwide thing, 24/7, 365. I kind of mean that literally, too. It's allegorical, but I mean it literally. Yeah, welcome to Outside the Box. I'm your host, or hostess, whatever, Kate of Gaia. Yeah, another interesting day. In this wild and wacky and wonderful allegorical little nightmare we call home, Earth, whatever you want to call it. But, one sec. Boy, people love to, there we go. Hello, AJ. Just got you on Skype there, so let's get you into the Love and Stuff room so you can have some fun with everybody. Again, well, let's start off with that. For those interested in getting into the inner loops and with all the people hanging out in Skype, and there are many, hundreds of us in the room now, just get a hold of me, or if you know anyone that is in the Love and Stuff Skype group, yeah, they can bring you in as well. But if you want to contact me direct, I always like being able to get in touch with people one-on-one anyway. You can get me at Skype at katie.renee.thompson. That's KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON, and of course Facebook. And you can Twitter me too. Not sure what the Twitter is, Kate of Gaia or whatever, but Facebook you can get me at kate.renee.5. Slightly different spelling on Renee. KATE.RENE.5, the number. Okay, so that's no excuses why you cannot get a hold of me. I love all these posts that come up. Oh, and by the way, Faisal, I'm having to constantly untag myself from fear porn posts that you love to tag me with, so I would ask that you stop doing that, please, because the last thing I want to do is, I appreciate all my friends. I just don't appreciate litter on my page, especially things that promote some negative energy, be it pictures of Illuminati or any of those other clowns. Just please, it's, again, when you do that, you're just reinforcing the illusion around you, and I'm doing my best to dispel it and break it down so that you can see what's really going on. So I would ask Faisal on Facebook, please stop tagging. If there are messages that raise vibration as far as getting people into the home zone, i.e. within themselves, great, please. I've spent a lifetime dealing in fear porn on radio and off radio, of course. So, yeah, I've seen the contrast, don't need it anymore, and that's a request to everybody, please. I'm very particular with what you put up on my walls in my home, and fear porn is definitely not the artwork I like. And wow, you guys are, I don't think there's a day goes by that so many of you just amaze me and blow me away with just your energy and the things that you share. Just so you know, they do mean the universe to me, literally. So thank you for that, and I will pop over to Facebook and share a couple of things with everyone. And hey, Angela, let me get you into the Love and Stuff room. And everybody say hi to Angela. Here she comes, and bink, there she is. So everybody say hi, Ange. Anyway, oh yeah, it is Kate of Gaia for Twitter. Thank you. I got it right, yay! Blonde Irish bimbo, unbelievable. But I have a few pearls that I like to share. And one of the things I enjoy most is knowing that when I share these pearls, they're not being cast before swine. That in itself is beyond wow. Because a lot of things that I've talked about through the course of my life, my little stint here, obviously fell for many, many years, decades, on deaf ears. And again, we're in this together. We do this together. I had a great chat with Vicky today. And one of the joys of just going to have a coffee with Vicky is you don't generally have to say a whole lot. It's just you don't have to. It's, yeah, I get it. Just hang out in the aura and just Yeah, I get it. It's all good. So a great big thank you to Vicky for that. My weekly respite, as it were, to just go and kind of hang out in another aura that it's, I got to tell you, and I know you've experienced this because I have. It is just nice to sit with someone where there are no expectations. There is nothing they want from you. There's nothing they need from you. It's just you're there, and that's all it is. And it's just like 0 point neutral. And those are the beautiful places I like to be. And so a great big thanks to Vicky. And yeah, there's really not much to say. There's that no words thing. But I'm just going to head over to Facebook for a sec and do some shout outs. Hey Otis, I know you're always here. I love you. Love everybody. Andrea, I see you. John S. in the UK, and of course Kath. Oh, 4 indeed. Yes. Are we playing golf now? 4. But and Scott, of course. Thank you. Yeah, Saturday Night Philosophy Boom. Well, we're hoping anyway, right? And of course, AJ, thank you so much for the Propylamian. Sorry, small screen. And of course, Susanna Cat. Always got my back. And gorgeous picture, Consuelo, the 2 black swans. Absolutely stunning picture. And there's something else I'd like to read out as well from Aaron. This is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. And Colin, oh my. Here, I'm going down the list here. This is how important things are. This is the resonance that I speak of, and I do love to share it with you in the mirror. And apparently I'm a white solar mirror in Mayan. I knew that a long time ago. I just never really got into. Well, I did. I'd read it and everything, but I got to tell you, when Cole was reading that last night, I'm going, oh yeah, okay, that works. A lot better than I ever thought. Hey, Sean, I just saw you pop up there. And Claudia, hi. And Bindi, I know all these. Why do I feel like I'm in romper room? And I see Cindy, and I see Billy, and for those of us that are over 45 in North America. Okay, so this one is from Colin. Love this. If does not exist. It is only a construct of fear of an outcome which does not, has never, and may not ever transpire. There is no if. There is only when. The only when is now. We do not try. We are not capable of trying. We only do or do not. We do not dabble in falsities. We do not believe. Belief leaves room for lack of knowing. We are absolute. We are anonymous. Just kidding. But I will be speaking this on a podium somewhere. Absolutely. Just to throw a couple more gleams into that one. We have been so indoctrinated for so very long to doubt ourselves, to get so caught up in the physical construct where reality has been falsified. And on the way back, I was thinking about, you've heard of the proverbial leaps of faith. And, you can talk about leaping into the unknown. Excuse me. Now, on a physical level, leaping into the unknown would be, taking on a, let's go meat stick for a minute here, looking into a new job or a new relationship or, moving somewhere where you've never been, traveling across an ocean, which is why I'm here. I've traveled that ocean a few times. These are the physical leaps into the unknown. The real leap for me was looking for those things that cannot be seen. And I'm not talking from the religio-cosus perspective of the silly beings in their little clown suits, their vestments and robes and all manner of, pre-programmed bullshit. Sorry, you look funny. Really. If you could just see yourself, really, you look very funny. because you're just spewing that which you were taught to spew, without ever having looked for it yourself. You're just towing the line, as it were. But no, the hidden I speak of is that intuitive, that inner knowing that, what did I forget to remember? That one? You know, the one that has you answering the phone at the same time someone is calling you to call the individual that you picked up the phone to without it ringing, and there you are, both on the phone. That's resonance. That is a telepathy that you've been taught to doubt. You know, things like deja vu. What's that all about? You know, the clues are endless, and the different situations we go through, the different coincidences that we notice from time to time. Well, I assure you, there are absolutely no coincidences whatsoever. You know that, and they are happening every instant. They're not just, oh, they are in the now all the time, if you are. So all you have to do is pay attention, and the yellow brick road will open before you. And you'll notice that just ahead of you, Hansel and Gretel have been dropping loaves, never mind breadcrumbs, to find the way home. These were the breadcrumbs that you left behind in the future of the past present moment. So when you get there, when you get into that beautiful stillness of self, that's when you're going to start seeing these things. We get caught up in the day-to-day distractions. You know, I love being the observer. Anytime I'm out and about, just to see how incredibly rare you are. I was saying that to Vicky today. Do you see how rare you are? Do you see how incredibly few? We don't need many, that's the thing. But we are the few. You know. Never in the field of spiritual combat has so much been owed by so many to so few. Screw you, Churchill, you warmongering piece of shit, Rothschild go-to boy. Anyway. I just thought I'd share that just because it was, a coincidence. But, and again, there is no such thing as history. Everything is allegorically now. And, Zoe has a very unique perspective in that. Well, go figure, Gemini. Oh, and a couple of happy birthdays to go out tonight. Excuse me, because I'm not always mindful. I do my best. There's a couple of things going on. But great big happy birthday to Terry and Bolton. And, of course, Mary Croft out west, fellow Geminis. And Martin. And I'm not sure when MJ's is. And I'm not exactly sure when Zoe and Gary's are. Imagine that, two Geminis together. Whoa, party time. Anyway, just a little shout out there. But let's get back to the game at hand here. Yeah, these coincidences and these intuitive feelings that we have been so indoctrinated into looking outside of ourselves for answers. You'll never find an answer outside of yourself. I promise you that. I tried for years. I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I didn't find anything. All I found was more and more illusion and more beings caught in that illusion. Whether they sit there and argue politics like it matters or argue economy like it matters, like all of this stuff is just utter nonsense. And that's when I was listening to a couple of guys today talking about politics, and that's when I looked at Vicky and said, "You know how rare you are?" And she went, "Yep." So again, when you know how to look at things, you look at it from the allegorical perspective, right? So again, as above, so below. And I was on a train. Oh yeah, history and how it's all happening now. Everything is in the now. I just remembered there too. I found out today that Tony is hosting his own show. I believe I didn't hear no one talking to me about it. I just caught wind that he was. I wish he'd let me know, and that way I could promote it for him. It's just the kind of bitch I am. Anyway, as far as I know, it's from 5 to 7 Eastern Standard, which would be 10 to midnight Greenwich Mean Time. That's my understanding of it. So if I get any more information, I'll be more than happy to share that. There you go. Where do I want to go? Oh, yes, I was going down the list of beautiful pictures. And gorgeous shot there, Colin. Thank you so much. And Aaron, this is a beautiful quote. There's a certain stage you reach where your intent is to only speak your truth, not convince others of it. You begin to realize that everyone has their own path. In other words, you cannot convince a baby they should be walking when they are at the stage of crawling. To convince them of that truth is irrelevant. Baby steps. This is the whole thing that I keep reinforcing. People, see, we've been so indoctrinated also into a drive-through mentality. There's an allegory for you right there. What is a drive-through? Well, it means that you use a whole lot. It's very convenient. You use a whole lot less effort, and it also teaches you how to be extremely impatient. Remember the good old days when you actually had to park your car and get up and walk across a parking lot, and go in and wait to be seated, and then you make your sit down, and you have to wait for the waitress or waiter, whatever this may be, would come up and take your order. And then you'd be waiting another 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, depending on where you are, sometimes up to a half an hour, whatever. And then they'll come out, and you have a great time sitting around talking with everybody. And, no bitching and no whining about how long it took. Well, sometimes, you do. Depends on the restaurant. Especially when you see people that were after you getting served before. That's kind of what I'm talking about. But again, there's another, program, or you watch it. No, instead, here we are at drive-thrus where they have the timer. If you've ever seen them, they're quite funny. Where how long you've been waiting in line: 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and 2 minutes 13 and 14. And typically by about 2.5 or 3 minutes, you're getting pissed off. Yeah, well, it was a fast food, right? Now take that and layer it into truth. People. That's the thing about truth. Truth can be told. It cannot be spoken. It can only be realized. Right? So getting back to what Aaron's post was about, let me just scroll back up. You've got a lot of people that you're dealing with that are, even the ones that claim to be awakened, that are still waiting at the drive-through window, and they're honking the horn, they're stomping their feet, and they're getting into all manner of stupidity like court games and not seeing the illusion of what it is to keep you in conflict. I'm going to reference some of Robert Ote's work. I believe it was Robert. Not sure who Danny stole it from, but I'm pretty sure that's Robert's work. It's talking about the right and left brain, one side colored red, one side colored yellow, or not yellow, red and blue, right? So let me give you a couple of things to look at allegorically, just to show you a couple of different things, from one cosmic and one everyday. Now, if you think in terms of red and blue, well, we can talk about the matrix. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? Well, the thing is, you got to take them both. That's the thing. To get them into balance, you got to neutralize, yeah. Because you don't want to be all knowing and all of a sudden and not be in control of your divine feminine creation, because you create a little chaos there. So there's one example. Another one would be go to the Hopi prophecy of the red and blue Kachina. What were they referencing there? What were they really talking about? Were they talking about these planets and suns and they were, inbound things, or were they actually speaking of something a little bit more hidden than that? And for me, the red Kachina, blue Kachina was all about consciousness coming back into its neutral zone of divine feminine, divine masculine in balance, working in unison instead of, fighting against one another. And you can see that every day. You've got some guys that are like uber masculine. They're the ones that generally are, jarheads wearing, big work boots, military work boots, and standing on transgendered people's throats just for shits and giggles, and heading out to the bar that night with their buddies going, yeah, did you see that? Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that was really big and manly and tough of you and your 14 or 15 buddies standing by cheering you on like the bull you are. But that's, anyway, so there's your uber masculine. And of course you have your uber feminine, which Is he overly emotional and won't listen, kind of individual? Now that applies both across the board. I know a lot of guys like that, and I know a lot of girls like the other too. So, this is about bringing it back into balance. So, what is red kachina, blue kachina? You might want to look at the reference in the Hopi prophecy again with different eyes. Another example of it as well, the red and the blue in conflict. You might have noticed that at some point traveling along and going a little bit too fast for some jarhead's liking, and the next thing you see is this conflict of blue and red. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the observations that Vicky had brought in allegorically. Well, isn't it interesting that when you're looking at this flashing red and blue of a car way down the road, it has a hue of purple. That's what red and blue do, right? Does purple mean anything to anyone? Maybe crown chakra? That once you get your red and blue into balance, the hue of man changes, the color, right? So when you have this effect of red and blue, and of course you see the allegory with quote aliens, unquote UFOs or whatever, where they talk about the red and blue lights that are being utilized to create propulsion, anti-grav effects, whatever the case may be. So don't limit yourself to looking at one thing or two things. Have a look across the board and see what resonates with you as far as, if you see something. I got to say, the Sunday thing, the show and the DW event, as we'll call it, it's pretty funny. Well, the good thing, it was all good. I loved it. Good promo, bad promo gets the word. Thank you. Had a lot of new listeners, and apparently they hung out, and I got lots of messages saying people, I am subscribed, and there you go. What ye sow, so shall ye reap. Enjoy the harvest. But I also got a video outlining some of the things that had been taken, and one of them that was mentioned was the red and blue brain as it was illustrated. So that kind of resonated, and then I started looking around and remembering things that had the red and blue effect. So there's a few things just to let you know where you can look in terms of allegory. It's all there. How are you looking at it? So for me, it's bringing the left and right, the Cain and Abel, back into resonant frequency to create that beautiful indigo, violet, amethyst hue that is your higher self. And the closer you can get those frequencies to work together, the higher you go, And for those seeking drive-through truth, it's very, very simple. If you want truth in an instant, you are certainly not going to get it. Digging around here and there, looking. You need to meditate first. Get your downloads. You've already looked enough. You've seen everything you need to see. Everything. I promise you. Everything happens now, right? So, time to have a little look at you. Look at what do you need to sort out within yourself? You're me, you. This is a daily practice with me. Not practice, actually. Kind of getting good at it. But in the stillness of self, when you take that time just to be with you, the most beautiful essence in the universe, I know that. I don't believe that. I know that. That's why I have such a hard time with the TLBs when they show up and I just chainsaw them out of the picture. People get all irate and everything. No, I'm not talking to you, asshole. I'm talking to your tricky little bastards making you think it's you. Can you see the difference? Can you? One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, it ain't you. It's a program. So I say, don't get with the program. Look at that reinforcement. Get with the program. No. Programmer for spelling? Don't think. And that's where the sigils and whatnot come into play as well. It's very interesting. So thanks for that post, Aaron. And Graham, you messed up my makeup this morning, jerk. Thank you so much for the picture. Yeah, again, you guys you just overwhelm me, and it is so wonderful to be humbled the way you guys can do it, and I can't be more grateful. You see, and I know, having talked with Ninja, I forget where I was going there, just caught another place, but excuse me, about the pedestals. Ninja knows exactly what I'm speaking of. A lot of people do. That's why I don't tolerate them. You see, because with pedestals, there's two things that you create. You create I-dolls and icons. You know, I've seen these pop up recently as well. Not so much the I-dolls, right? When you understand what a doll was about, it was to replace the sacrificed child back in Babylonian time. Oh yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and it was given to the sibling as a reminder and token of the their sibling that just got sacrificed to Baal, whatever name you want to use it, the Luciferian Antichrist energy. All right. Same thing with birthday candles. The whole idea of that is lighting a pyre. Same with barbecue. When you char your meat, that's the whole idea of burning flesh. I mean, these are all symbolic, and they're very, very telling when you have a look at things. Mind you, I gotta say this. There's a lot of stuff I just mentioned that I haven't looked at for a very long time. This is going way back in the research to try to put some dots together. So there you go, idolls, right? That's idol, idol worshiping, right? American Idol. Right? I want you to look outside yourself to worship, something external, something physical. Oh, I wish I was like them. Oh, I wish I was this. Oh, I wish I was. So be that, right? I be that every day, and it's a constant struggle and battle. Ask Vicky; she'll tell you. Icons, right? I with or without. That's the thing. Con artist. When you're trusting your eyes, you're being conned. But you can also be the conning tower and see above all else to look for what's hidden. And I've said it many times. If because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And I know you've experienced a lot of crazy things in your life that you probably wouldn't want to share with a lot of people because they'd think you're nuts. But never mind. You wouldn't believe me anyway, right? That sort of thing. Yeah, you've been through them. You've seen them. I've talked with many people. And I've had my own experiences that in the same night, if I tried to share some of these experiences with, the really sleepy ones, the ones that are still crawling. Oh yeah, I picked up and down two sides of Sunday. What's wrong with you? Well, I'm not stuck in the illusion. So that what you think is wrong with me is actually what's right with me. Mirror, mirror. Oh, I pissed off your ego. I'm sorry. I'm leaving now. But don't worry, you'll get over me. I did. Say that a few times in the mirror and see what happens. But thank you so much for the picture, Graham. It's beautiful. Yeah, my quote. You guys must love messing up my makeup. Humbled and grateful for that. Was in love with me, right? Yes, Bindi. There's a reason why I'm from Ireland, and it's not because the Irish. No, there's a very specific reason for it. It's allegorical, and of course, Leda and the Swan. Yes. Excuse me. I'm not sure if I shared this last night, but I posted the link to the Summons of the Dead on Facebook with a little note to it. I posted it in Katie's Cove. Anybody that wants in there, just tag me, and I can add you to that room. But the tag that went with it, you can grab the the link. And thank you so much, Nav, John. Ninja just let me know that you had turned all of the Word documents into a PDF format. So we're going to have both PDF and Word documents. Thank you so much. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That we do it together. Not everybody likes Word documents, and at least PDF is pretty much across the board because you never know what version of Microsoft you're using, and Word documents you just can't open. It pisses me off royally. Well, not, you know what I mean. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. Wasn't meant to read this. Click, recycle. But here it is. Here's the little hair that I put to it to share tonight as well. There are but the walking dead in Babylon, those who serve and lust for the material whore and bear the mark of the beast. I who shall not be named carry no such mark longer. Awaken to the allegories of the now moments we have been so well trained to miss in our blood. There's no love in vengeance, jealousy, lust, greed, pride, and only the corrupt pain illusion of material power of title or office, robed or naked. We are torches to light the way home, for we were them once. This is their summons for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. This is my light in the darkest void. Okay. You are the brightest shining points of light in this universe. And if I do have a life mission, Miss Ion, it's just to make you aware of it, just to show you. And yeah, Bindi, you've had some pretty good posts. Funny thing that you're in therapy. roll your soul, indeed. But here, let me get over to the board in case people have their hands up and want to jump in. Please, by the way, this is open forum. I say it every night. I love when you guys come in because I never know where the topic's going to go. And oh, by the way, where's Rosanna? Yeah, connection failed. Yes, I can do that, absolutely. So, and I'm not sure if Eric got on the board or not. It's just when I bring people into the call, it just opens my Skypes. Here we go, Rosanna, and I'll bring Eric in as well. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to miss you. I'm with the head down, eyes closed sort of thing, right? So, hello, Rosanna. How are you?
Yeah, hi, Kate.
Oh, my God, you're on the show.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, no. Panic. I'm just trying to bring Eric in here. Can you feel the pressure? Can you feel it?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you for the purpose. Mirror, mirror. Isn't that neat?
I'm using my iPad, and the sound is very low if I do not use the boxes. But I think if I mute the mic, is no problem, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's what I suggest anyone that does come into the call. If you're not talking, please mute.
Okay, I'll mute now. Okay.
I think we had our first toilet last night or the night before, so, please mute. We don't need that. Yeah, we do. It's actually kind of funny.
Okay, I'll mute. Talk to you later.
Okay, well, feel free to jump in. That's the whole idea.
I will. Okay, thank you, Kate.
No worries, love. And we got you, Eric, yes?
What?
Oh, Eric, I'm just seeing if I've got him.
Oh, okay.
His connection. Eric, are you there? He must be muted. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Love it. Are you somebody telling that joke in there?
Hello.
Hey, there you are. How are you?
How are you, Kate? How are you guys?
Good. Yeah, kicking at the dark till it bleeds. Great line from Bruce Comer. Great song.
Thank you for calling, and thank you, Rosanna. Rosanna is my friend, and I'm very glad that she's jumping in today.
Hi, Eric. I'm finally here.
For sure. That's very good.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And no one's jumped up in the room yet. So, if you want to get in the call, all you have to do is hit 1 on your keypad, and that'll let me know that you want in the call. And if you're on Skype calling in, open up your dial pad. That's hit the little plus sign on your Skype. You'll see it when you put your mouse over the picture. Top area. That box, just hit plus sign. It'll open up another menu. Click on Show Dial Pad. When the dial pad shows up, just hit 1, and that'll bring you on. Okay? And Amelia, thank you so much. I got to tell you, it's tough to keep up with you guys. It really is. Thank you for great comments. No Aries, gotta love it, and I just want to get on to it. I got back here again at 6:30, so it was just a little rush to get things going, but there you go. There it is. And of course, all you chicken shits aren't bothering to tap in here, so what I think I'm going to do here is toss a tune on, and come back on the other side and see if anyone's brave enough. Oh, by the way, Vanessa, I took a drive down Ave. There was someone dumping dirt, so I couldn't get around the corner there. But just let you know, I was literally almost in your backyard today. So just running a clock. So there you go. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I was going to text you to see if you were about, but like I said, the guys with the dirt truck kind of blocked the road. There you go. The things we see and do, right? And I got to see my puppies today too, just through the door. But per Fresno, he just has such a look about him. I don't go there to to stress him out, but you can see it. It's Anyway, there we go. Yes, Bindi, I saw your comment there. You feel a painting rushing out of that pic? No doubt. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. 2 black swans flying in the sunset above and behind them. Just gorgeous shot. Black swans. What's that all about, right? And just a little note from Swan. She's lining up Andrew Harvey to come on and have a little chat with us, and that's looking like it's going to be tomorrow night, 7 to 9, and of course in Australia that's Monday AM, right? And Andrew Harvey is the founder, director of the Institute of Sacred Activism, so should be an interesting show for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. Who was asking me today about guests, and someone was asking me about that. Oh no, it was I was talking to Santo a little bit after the show last night. 2 days in the air, and he sounded absolutely bagged. So it was nice to have a few minutes to chat with him, and he was asking what it's been an interesting month, yeah. What kind of guests I'm having on. I said, well, actually, everyone listening are the guests, and they can show up whenever they want, right? So having a guest on, it's not for me counterproductive. It's just not something I really feel the need to do anymore. And whoever shows up, I'm waiting for word from Tobias, so I'm going to give him another little Skype to see when I can get Tobias on, because I love his rancher. He has the puppy at home. So in that little note, I am going to do this and play a song.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
As soon as the player wants to go. Oh God, I love this so much. Let's try that again. There. Pretty eyes for my daughters, Emily and Hillary. Yeah. I've actually been on a nice tear lately. This is off the live album.
Pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you. pretty eyes. What a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. Since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, your smile incites affection, melts a heart, and heals this old one too. Pretty eyes, the window's left wide open, lets me come in from cold to feel brand new. Since I've known you, there's more to you. Your first breath told me why. It's more than pretty eyes. A daughter's love is what you'll find inside. Now close your eyes with kisses of a butterfly. Be still, I'll be waiting when morning finds again your pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. Since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Yeah, pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you.
There we go. Of course, wouldn't be complete without.
Very beautiful, Kate, this song.
Yeah, I wrote that. My oldest daughter Emily gave me a glance, and that was it. Puked that one out in about 5 minutes. Yeah, it's interesting chord progression too. It's amazing. Oh, I picked up my guitar this morning, and gosh darn if she didn't give me a song. I haven't finished it yet, but it's there. It's in my head, so it's not going to disappear, which is kind of cool. So yeah, the waves are back. So it's time to hit that beach again, huh? But what's on your mind, guys?
Can I say something?
Just did. Oh, you love me, I know. Just a bitch.
What's hurt you? Mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, what's on your mind?
Today I start the pee therapy.
Oh, good.
It was fine.
Yeah, told you.
Yeah, so I drink all days, every day.
I loop 60 to 70%. Just depends, especially if I'm traveling anywhere. But definitely, if you can loop 100%, great. You don't need to. Again, you listen to your body. Your body will tell you. And one of the things, especially people that just begin, depending on where they are on their path, Yellow Brick Road, will either be a mind-blowing eye-opener, and literally third eye, and for those that are, again, a little bit higher on the climbing the Jacob's ladder, spirituality-wise, will still get the impact where it confirms a lot more. And people are wondering where the downloads come from with me. I am just the walking, talking culmination of all the things that resonated that I chose to make a part of my life. And again, for me, it has to feel right. And then I go to the tricky little bastard and say, yeah, okay, that's logical. Again, this is where the TLB left brain, although it's the masculine, is fraught with emotions. That's where the emotions are manifest. So there's a lot of confusion in the left brain. It's got both aspects in terms of emotion and analytical. Yes, your right brain is your divine feminine emotional center. But you've heard people, the ego, it goes batshit crazy sometimes. And and by the way, Susanna, absolutely no worries. The one I played last night, it's called Like an Angel, which you can get. Just go to kateofgaia.wordpress.com. Zach why can't I think of it? I will. Put all the tunes into YouTube format, and they're all available there. Thank you so much, Zach, for everything you do, every show. And you give them titles too, which is great. That way, people, when they're on YouTube, they can go, that's what this one's about. Does that by himself. I don't give him any titles. I don't title any show or whatever. So that's when it's out there, whatever resonates with you, you do with it what you want. But kateofgaia.wordpress.com, you can download that. Also now PDF files of the writings, and of course there is, for those that don't have it and want to have their own digital copy of the Black's Magic Law Book, the Supreme Code Book, Bible, whatever. It's there as well. It's 100 meg download, and some neat things happen when you copy and paste from it. When you're following your yellow brick road, you'll see that for yourself. It was just too mind blowing for me too many times. I go, oh yeah, okay, I get it. It's all magical. I haven't checked my email yet today, so I've just been kind of running around in a big moi back. And I think I did the shout out for Aaron last night, and Joel, and your words that you guys share is just incredible. And I don't need to be right, but you're proving me right. This resonance thing is just going off the grid, like literally and allegorically. You guys are walking magic. It's like I was talking yesterday about living in Harry Potterville, which I've called this place Harry Potterville for a long time, or Oz, whatever the reference may be. And the coincidences, just coincidences, these synchronicities that occurred yesterday early on just confirmed a lot of things for me, things that I was meditating on, literally. And lo and behold, the universe called, literally, myself. Okay? So I got the allegory in it. It's pretty cool. So it's time for this to go to the next level, and this is going to the world stage. Been there twice before on a grand scale. Third time's the charm. So I'll see you on that very level plateau, eh? Yeah, stranger than fiction, I will say that. Definitely stranger than fiction. Looks like my Facebook is frozen up again. Oh, area code 604. Sorry about that. I was scoping down Facebook. And I'm only running... normally I'd have two computers going, my other laptop, but I just... got too many buttons to push on and off the air. Area code 604, what's on your mind?
Oh, hi, Katie. It's Patty from Vancouver.
Oh, wow. Why am I not recognizing that number?
Maybe you're not supposed to.
Maybe not, but okay. Patty, all right. I'm so happy you called in because I know you've been in Download Central as well. And by the way, for everyone listening, Patty is one of the very few, very balanced, found her light and dark Taurian that I know. There you go.
There's a miracle right there.
One up for the Taurian, okay? So what's on your mind?
Eh? Well,
thank you indeed.
Yeah, because the badder we are, I got to tell you, the harder we fall.
Yep.
And the good news is we are on our way home. No more pitfalls. You know what? As you know, I've had to smoke pot to get the synapses going for me, and it just really takes me to where I need to go. And I actually had to go out today at about 2:30 and do a infrared sauna just to get rid of everything, because I'm drinking my pee, and it's just like, holy shit. And so I did that, but by doing that, this whole, I'm very, because I've got a horse that's powering me. My Chinese is a horse, okay?
Right.
So there's my power, and I'm a bull, stubborn as hell. So, you put the horsepower of a horse behind a raging bull, there ain't nothing going to take that puppy down, right? And
well, it takes a bull to kill a bull, right? So just like it takes a dragon to slay one. So, yeah, again, that's what I mean. That's what I said. You stepped into your design beautifully. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, in order for me to get there, what I had to do was slow down. Now, I got to tell you, I guess we all have our own cross to bear in that sense. But for somebody like myself to even think about slowing down was the most painful thing I've ever had to do. It's taken me this long, 9 years, to almost to figure this out. So, in doing that, what I had to do is I had to take this time off to. This was just myself forcing me into solitude, forcing me into like a coma, so that it would shut down my brain. Plus, I was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder with hyperactivity. Go figure. So they've got all these forces against me, trying to keep me from my prize. And it was only through being in a coma, really, because I was just like MK Ultra medicinal, because I have a license for it. I have a license for 15 grams a day now. That's pretty incredible, right? So these forces were just really not wanting me to slow down, and I had to fight it. And the only way I could really battle this was where I was led, and where I was led was getting this marijuana and drinking my pee. I think it was a combination. And plus, before I did all my urine drinking, before this, I had just been spending. I so desperately needed to not be here where I was. At the same time, be grateful for it. And as I went alone, being ungrateful, I would have to start over again. I've had to start over again so many times. My brain wouldn't shut down without being in this coma. So here I am in this coma, and it allowed me to smell the roses. Like what I was doing was, if I didn't, with ADHD, you can't finish a task. Like, I would have 6 different projects going, never able to complete them. Well, that's because when we do that, what happens is we miss one of the connecting dots. You see, and this whole dot thing is, really, this is how I found the dot. I had to find the dot, because the dot was the only thing that was going to get me out of this. And so I was forced to find the dot. The only way I could find the dot was to stay still. And that's the hardest thing for me to do. So by staying still and finishing my tasks, that ended the circuit. You know what I'm saying? It completed the task. When I would go off into another direction, I was creating another dot. Okay? So I would lose my speed.
I was going to ask you there, whereabouts in Taurus is your birthday? First, second, or third decan?
Third decan into Gemini.
That's why you're having a hard time. You're pulling the Gemini, the Mercurial, constant chatter. So, again, this is why Taurians in third decan pulling in the Gemini, they just need to simply shut up and get quiet. I'm just outlining what you're talking about. You're walking, talking proof of it. So there is mutability with you, right? Because you draw in aspects of the Gemini. So what you're describing to me is exactly what a third decan Taurian is. It's like me with third decan Gemini. I pull in the feely of Cancer.
Oh my
right?
God!
So,
double.
It's a double. Well, if you're in a first or third decan, you're getting a double hit, and a lot of people don't realize that they're drawing in a first and third decan, you're drawing either the sign before you in the first or the sign after you in the third.
The connecting dot.
Yeah.
Right? And I have, thank God I have an ascending Pisces. Can you imagine what I'd be like if I didn't? Or, you mean that works both ways, right? I guess.
Yeah, it does. I'm glad you said it. That can.
Well, you know what? I have to think. I know, but see, when you're at my mindset, you have to see everything positive.
Well,
because you're on the way out.
Your Piscean ascendant. Well, Pisces is all about I believe, and what because you have it as an ascendant, you are choosing to see its mirror of I don't believe, and you go for no, right? The Gnostic go for the knowledge. So just just sharing.
No, that you're spot on.
Just observing.
Absolutely spot on. So I think that's how I think I'm just repeating this. I kind of have to. I've already come to the end of the story today. Now I've got to backtrack to where we kind of left off because I want to kind of take you on the journey if you want to know. I mean, that's the only way we're going to find the end result. I have the answer. I guess there must be other people too. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So what I was going to do, remember today, Katie, I emailed you that link to, now get this, the name of the song is The Eye of the Tiger by, guess who? Survivor. Now, the 144,000 are the survivors, right? And the only place that the 144,000 are going to have safety is in the eye of the tiger. Now, we have to find out, and by reading choices, your printout that you sent to me, thanks, Katie, that after I read that, and I really, really chewed it. Now, normally with my tendency to flare through it, I probably would have picked up 6 keywords and left it, but I was really forcing myself to really take a good, close look at this printout that you had. And by doing that, what I did is I found the eye of the tiger, because by me looking at this and saying, okay, you have these two choices. You have the rock and the hard place. But that's only because somebody told me I had two choices. Now, that's the information that I took from it. Now, that's what I'm taking. Maybe that's what I needed to take from it. And I'm saying to myself, well, no, I don't have to choose either. All
exactly.
I have to choose is to be in peace.
And one thing I want to clarify, when you talk of the 144,000, let me give you the allegory. What you're dealing with there is 9, consciousness. So what we're talking about is the surviving consciousness.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's the 369, right? And I did mention to you in the Skype that Summons of the Dead was 96.3 kilobytes.
And do you hear the train going off in the background? That is a message about a trumpet.
Yeah. Again, I think it was one of the lines. Oh, yeah, one of the. Yeah. Let me see if I can grab it. Yeah, keep going. There's a couple of lines that hit me in the tune today that I was working on. If I can find it. Carry on for a second.
Yeah.
I just have to quickly pop inside. Here, I have my notebook. Go ahead.
Okay, because you know what I did? I was sort of looking at the eye of the tiger, because I didn't know what the eye of the tiger really was. And so this leads me back to this dot again, okay? So this is the dot, the original dot that I'm heading back to, I think, anyway. And so I started looking at the definition of the eye of a tiger. Well, I was immediately taken to a lot of the Chinese interpretations, and I broke it down. It's just this whole journey that I'm now backtracking and trying to find out how to get back to our roots, right? So I spent a couple of days doing that, and by doing that, I found out that I found out about the eye of the tiger, and it's sort of been the thing that kept me on this journey. And so I pulled up the song Eye of the Tiger, and it just so happened to be written by Survivor. Right?
Just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence. So
yeah, just a coincidence.
I'm thinking, okay. And it's been one of my favorite songs. That in Africa, those by Toto. Oh, my God.
Oh, by the way, Halfway Home, I did a remix on it with same rhythmics as Africa.
Oh.
Yeah, it's killer, actually, the newer version of it. It just drew on that pulsing energy. But here, I'm just going to read something to you. Something that fell out of my face this morning. I got the chorus more or less. Well, no, I just have to arrange it a bit better. But I can hear the song in my head, so it's there now. I feel a little stronger now. My life is just a story, nothing more than allegory. Won't be much longer now. I see no need to worry, no longer in a hurry. Face my shadows in the mirror. It's getting so much clearer now. Now here's the line that came after it. I hear the trumpets calling, the walls of Jericho falling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's your trumpets.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? Just a coincidence.
Oh, Katie, this, I knew as soon as you read that this is like, I knew this was all, I knew all about the walls of Jericho, and I knew all I needed to have was the affirmation I needed to hear, because I was given the seventh trumpet. It was a prophetic reading that was given over me a long time ago now. I just didn't, I kind of was excited about it, but didn't really research it. It was just one of those things, right? And then as I got closer to this day, I've really been having to investigate what that means, you see. And so here, this is why I guess I'm so sensitive, subconsciously, to the noises in the background, because the trains were representative of the trumpet.
Yep. And they're loud.
And
they
want to be noticed, right? They want to be noticed. It's like that's how I look at too the fear in our life. It's just something wanting to be noticed, and if it takes whacking us over the head to invite them in, right? That's what they're going to do. And so,
well, that's it. Absolutely. And did you have to talk with Miranda the other night?
I did not. No.
Oh, Miranda, your mic's open. I think you already know that. How are you doing tonight,
hi,
kiddo?
honey. Yeah, I'm good.
Hi.
Patty, I so wanted to catch up with you because you blew me away the other night, and I was so gutted you weren't there last night. But I wrote a lexigram this morning, Kate.
Well, it's just a coincidence, Miranda, in the timing, that's all.
And I'm just so glad Patty's here because I think she might like it.
I'll take anything at this point.
Okay, so it's a lexigram of outside the box.
Oh, my goodness. Uh-oh.
I know. I tell you what, I hope it's coming. I still got a tweak, but it blew me away, and also what we were talking about last night as well. So here we go. Outside the box, 666, ... She hid out, boxed inside. She shouts out. She exits the box. She is out. She exists outside to be. She is both. She is he. He is she. Ice, if. This duo, this duet is outside the box. Shout out to us. Soothe us. Host us. The best host she is. She is outside the house. The outhouse studio. Shout out. Dot the I's. The eye teeth. She busted out the box. She busted us out. This shoebox.
Well, I got goosebumps. So.
Holy shit! Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Miranda's a handy one to have around the lexigrammer.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Because Patty, I really wanted to know. I mean, maybe do it via Skype or send it the message to me. But I would love your full name to see what I can get from you. Because I may be able to do a lexigram, because I so resonated with you the other night. You know, the eyepiece and I just thought, isn't that mental that 666, and it was 666 yesterday. Like, what?
I'm blown away. I'm just numb. My fingers are tingling. I'm just numb. I don't even know what this means, and I don't want to know right now. My focus is to get this message out to you.
keep it going.
Hang on, I gotta have a moment. Hang on, okay?
That's the magic. Welcome to Harry Potterville. The wonderful land of Oz. And we get to be the whiz. Drink it. Boy. Drink your whiz.
I can read the whiz one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back. I'm okay here.
Okay.
Okay. So what I did is I went into this Eye of the Tiger, and oh my God, it's just, I've got it up here. So what they do is they start it with intro, right? INTRO. Now, if you look at it, intro. Do people want to look at it? Because why don't I post the link in Skype? Should I?
Yeah.
And then you can listen to the music. You can all listen to it once, and then we can go through it, because I just want to show you what I see, and then you know what? We'll go through it once, and then see what you see. And as you go through it once, you're going to just pick stuff up, and we can just all kind of midrash it all together. And you know what? There's going to be a whole lot of shit going to come out of it. It's going to be like doing your lexigram, but in your head.
Brilliant. What is your tag on Skype, Patty?
I'm Patty Woods, but I'm not in yet. I'm just going to open it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass it over to you, Miranda.
If you give me her full name, because I want to lexigram while she's talking, because it's much easier when I can hear somebody speaking.
Can I tell you, or should I do it private? What is the difference?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't mind saying it on the air, that's cool.
Oh, I don't care. So my birth name is Patricia, Patricia.
Yeah.
Diane, Dianne, 2 N's.
Yeah.
Byers is my birth name, Byers. Now, isn't it interesting that my birth name, Byers, represents commerce, purchasing, which has been my, and it's interesting, too, because I gave that name up when I got married, and I am now legally Patricia Diane Woods, but for some reason, a couple of years ago, I threw back my...
You need to be in the woods.
I needed Byers. Now, you see, because I put it back up now, my Facebook name is Patricia Byers Woods, and that's what I've been going under. And you know what happens when I did that? By starting my dot with the Patricia, which is the common, right, in both names, so that's the one dot, the Diane became the second dot, which was the foundation. So when I brought my Byers back in, the Diane held it in place so that I could be connected to my Woods. So my name actually really is Patricia Diane Byers Woods. Because that's how it would work if you joined the dots, right? Anyway, there you've got it all. You can work with it how you want.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is crazy.
And something else too. If you want to post that link, go ahead. Due to the fictional world copyright and stuff, I'd love to be able to play it, but kind of goes against the Blog Talk rules without.
I see.
What do you call it?
Just posted it
permission. Now. Yeah. And hey, Kevin, good to see you, my friend. I'm just.
There it is. Yeah.
Floating around here, and I did notice that Jeremiah did have his hand up to jump in. His number is there. So Jeremiah, I'm going to bring you in because I think you got bumped off, and you came back in and haven't hit one yet. So I'll bring Jeremiah in. Again, I'm just going off intuitive here. So I kind of got the vibe I need to bring Miranda in exactly when I did. So it sort of worked out, didn't it? Jeremiah, how are you?
I'm blown away by all this. It's beautiful.
Damn, eh?
And you were saying 144, and I was listening today, coincidentally, to Bill Donahue, and he was mentioning, the 9, spiritual 9, and 432. That's 9, 72, 9, 108. How many times did they hit the drum in Buddhist times or something? 108 times. So it's beautiful. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and again, 666. There's your 18, which is 9 consciousness.
Yeah.
So it's all there. I mean, I still do on occasion, but I reference myself as my only job is to be the son and the daughter equally, to shine the light on the dots and be connected.
That's why I had to shave my head, because funny thing, you know what? When I was going for my sauna today, I thought, okay, I didn't know what it was like out, so I put on. This is really weird. Like, I've been having to shave my head. It's the one thing that it's been the hardest for me to face is my vanity, right? And so for me to shave my head, I had to take a good look at myself to see who I really am, so that I wouldn't judge others on their appearance. And so when I'm walking, and I realized that before I left home, so I'm walking down the street and I looked and I went, holy shit, like, I've got blue pants on, not blue jeans, but blue pants around where my hips and legs are. I have my pink baseball cap for love, right? Pink top for pink and love and female, and I have my pink sandals on. I'm walking head to toe in peace, except for the middle part of me where it's male.
There you go.
And I got a shaved head, which is the male part of who I am, which I've never wanted to look at, or really got along with too well, actually.
When I shave I've done it twice now, gone completely bald, and I feel absolutely beautiful and totally feminine when I've got no hair.
Really?
And I've never felt that before, and I absolutely love. It's hard because I keep wanting to do it again. Desperately want to shave it all off again because I love it.
Well, you know what? This might be then Miranda too, because you know what? But I just kept asking why? Because I really hated shaving my head, and it really was something that it was the fear I had to face, and so I walked it out. And it's either because of the obedience that I'm getting these downloads, because shaving my head was one of the hardest things I've had to do, and it really took a lot of courage for me to walk it out and accept it. This was huge, and this only happened, today. Once I started drinking my pee, I started to understand who I was, because I had done a whole lot of DNA repairing, just really a month probably solid, because I don't really do much during the day except sit here and try to learn the truth. So I have had many hours of DNA repairing through the YouTubes, you see. So by the time I got my pee circulating through me, my DNA had been repaired a whole lot, like a whole lot better than had I not. And I tell you, there were days that I would that's all I would do, 7 hours. And I'm telling you, that this is the bull in me. This is like, I'm going to get what I want. I'm seeking the truth, and I ain't moving until I fucking get it. And that's what I did, right down to shaving my head. Now, I either had in my own mind, I said to myself, the reason that, and I started looking at monks, why would it be that every bottle of wine I've been buying lately is called Grey Monk? And so I started researching about monks. Well, why are monks so good at meditating? Why are monks so holy? They go and they are alone, and they know how to do it. And so,
actually, you're right. It so does quieten you down. And I didn't know why for a couple of years I kept really wanting to shave my hair, And I had a very old cat, and for the last couple of years I was preparing for his death. Because he was like 22 and I knew he was going to go, and I was, quite emotional about that. And then I was watching, this is about, it must be over nearly 2 years ago, I was watching this program on the Egyptians, and when the household cat died in Egypt times, the whole family shaved their head in respect to the cat.
But you know what that's also, sorry, I have to, can I interject for a sec?
Yeah.
What that says to me, the allegory to that is, once the hair of the cat dies, in other words, the cat is dead. The cat is the outside of the box, what we should be looking at. The cat died, which means the frequency on the hairs of the cat are no longer working, no longer functioning. To me, that's a foreshadowing of what we should be doing. So that would, to me, would say, shave your head.
Mm.
I shouldn't have been so stressed out about shaving my legs then. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I totally understand.
But Katie, when you say that, you wake up every morning to your nightmare, I'm going, guess what? I'm sitting right next to you with the same slippers and same house coat. The only thing is you got hair and I don't. And so I know what that nightmare is like, because when I go out without a hat and I got no hair, okay? I mean, that's my nightmare.
I just had a nice little note come in, by the way. Thank you, Divine. Hit the dial button when looking for the messages that were posted during yesterday's call. My phone Skype back isn't too friendly. Well, I can actually bring you in. But no mistakes, right? So it must be time to connect with you. Loving my Wii. Got my husband to try mine. Yippee! Pee. Yours silently at the table. Indeed. So I'll tell you what. Obviously, you're listening. And just give me a thumbs up if you want me to pull you into the call with me. And I'd love to hear from you. I can't say this enough. How important it is to hear you, because I'm hearing my own voice, right? So that's absolutely critical for me. I can't beg enough, Honestly, if there's anything, that's my wish. That's my only wish. So carry on, guys.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. You guys go ahead. You guys have the floor. This is beautiful.
Okay.
Can I jump in and ask him one question?
You just did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I heard she's saying about monkeys. And I think yesterday, Kate, you put the Maya calendar. And in the Maya calendar, my higher self is a blue monkey. And
so am I.
I always like a lot monkeys, and I didn't know why. And maybe it's that because my higher self is monkey. Very, very nice to talk about the monkey. I was remembering.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who
It was
put the link up. So I thought Miranda put that link up. So thanks, Miranda. Again, all things for a reason. Everything in the now. And look at everybody that's going click, click, click. This is when I say tick tock. This is where we get to all be the cog in the wheel, in the machine. Kate of Gaia, cog. That's all I am. I'm just a cog.
Very nice. Can you talk a little more about the monkey, the higher self monkey? If you know it.
I'm not really up on that, Eric, and I'm kind of liking where these girls are flowing right now. Not to make less of what you asked. It's I haven't done enough research into it. The only monkey I know is birth sign Chinese zodiac is Sioux, and the only sign in the Chinese zodiac that can fool a dragon is the monkey. Isn't that neat? So
and
anyway.
Of course, outside the box, Sue is in outside the box. I did wonder whether to mention her. Yeah,
that's very smart. That's very smart.
Works for me.
Well, I did that. I did find that Mayan galactic signature thing, and I put in my birth date in that, and it says, whatever this is, a red spectral dragon. And it's, whatever that means, the monkey on the left, and the mirror on the right, and the sun at the bottom, and the dragon in the middle. That's the tribe. Yeah.
That's your wave spell.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's got a wave in it. That's right. Anyway, whatever that means. But, anyway, so I don't even know where I was.
Downloading.
And Divine tried calling in to me direct. I have to bring you into the call, hon, so don't call back. I'll bring you in. You just have to give me a thumbs up. And I'll get you in here. What were we doing? Well, we were talking about trumpets. And...
yeah. Oh, the clocks. You said something about...
the tick-tocking of the clock.
Yeah, and everybody... Oh, yeah, that was it, because you know what, Katie, is so weird. I'm just trying to backtrack, because I don't want to finish where we... I want to finish where we left off, because it was so good, is that when you said using somebody like a ladder, right? Well, I'd listen to your shows, and that would give me the next rung, right? And then I don't know, I guess I would go on the show, and then so you'd give me another rung. Like, it was just playing back and forth. Because without you, I could never, I connected to you, that brought me up to another position, and then something else happened, and then that's how I got here.
Yeah, well, again, this is what I speak of when I say resonance, and it's hard to know if one is resonating if the other bell is silent. And that's when you talk about rung of the ladder. Well, this is our resonant bell being rung, right? Allegorical.
Ding dong.
Right. So.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Kevin, absolutely, anytime. Just if you want in, just holler, and we'll bring you in there. I'm actually on the ball tonight, so. Wow. I'm impressing even me tonight.
Does anybody want to do the? I can do the Eye of the Tiger lyrics that we can go through. Cause
yeah, go.
If I take it, because I've got to take you. Because we're heading for the Eye of the Tiger, and I want to show people how the journey that I went on to find it. So it kind of all started with the Eye of the Tiger lyrics from the video by Survivor, which I posted on Skype a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so I've got it up now. Do we need to listen to it? How do you think we should do this, Kate?
Well, again, can't play it on the air.
But they can do it. We can all play it. Yeah.
Or I mean, I know the song. Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, I know the tune. So.
It's the words, you see, because
that's
when you look.
All that matters.
But yeah, so this is why I wanted people to have a visual, because whoever wrote this is connected to the whole dotting the lines. This is not for every eye to view. This is written in your sigils, and by seeing what it means, this is how you understand who the Eye of the Tiger is. But it's only written for our eyes to see. This is the crazy thing, I think, just because the way it's written. It's like, okay, the first thing you see, it's a black background and white, all capital letters, okay, for intro, I-N-T-R-O, to enter. Outside of intro are the two sticks on each side, which are the sticks which were created, the 4 dots, or 4 circles, however you want to see them, right?
Okay.
And so those 2 sticks on each side are the exclamation marks. Now, what I've been learning about the dotting your I and crossing your T's, those are the curses. So when you spot in a word the letter I or the letter T, that is the curse. That means that there's a curse in that word. And then I just sort of followed it through. But just for you to know, I just didn't want to miss telling you guys that. So this is what I'm saying. So now we've got 2 contrasts. We've got dark and we've got light. Okay, it's all in capital letters, so that we know this is not something that we are a part of. First of all, it's showing you it's inside the box is this identification, all in capital letters, and meaning to enter into or to become, introduction. Okay, this is the first dot now. So you got, for the 4 dots, the combination of the 2 exclamation marks representing the sticks or the 4 dots, now make a box, are going to enter into this cleansing. This fallacy that is written inside of this box is going to be going into the Eye of the Tiger right now to be purified. And the outcome of it is the 144,000. And how do I know that? Because when you go through it, you're going to be seeing hints all along the way. And pay attention, not just to what the words are, how are they written? You're going to notice little faux pas. They're not faux pas. You're going to notice some letters are capitals, some aren't. Why? Pause on it, think about it, or go back. And you know what? When you come out at the end of it, I know that if you're really tuned in and you got this all figured out, and you know who the dots are, you know who the squares are, and you know that right now this introduction is in working for us now. It's our turn now. This is doing the reverse process of purifying everything that was dirtied and became unclean. And now we're bringing all this uncleanliness. This is the intro. The black is taking the white in. Do you see that? The darkness is taking the white into the dark eye of the tiger. into the darkness. So that's why it was really, really important for, if people wanted to do this, to go to that particular link, because it has the lyrics written for us. So I'm
cool.
playing now.
I was muted, so you know me. Mute.
Yeah, no, it's better for me when there's nothing in the background, because as I said, I have this attention.
I was going to say I am hearing a bit of a hiss, so if whoever's in the call, if you're not talking, please mute, because that's where the hiss is coming from. By all means, jump in whenever you feel like it. It's just a matter of, hitting your mute, unmute, right? So that just helps play nice for the rest of us kids in the sandbox.
This song is so nice too, and you'll notice too now, to the trained ear, which I know that Katie of course does. When you listen to the intro, there's a sequence of sounds like do 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 do, like you'll hear the do do do, 1 2 3. They do that 3 times. Now, we're into the introduction now, and this is the beginning. Now we're into this is the 3 dots, okay? So we're taking everything back home. Isn't it interesting that there happens to be those 3 bang, bang, bangs? Okay. Okay, first set of words. This is the first. It comes up and it says, rising up back on the street. Now, I'm just going to tell you what I've taken from it, because as I tell you what I see, you're going to start seeing it. It's going to make your process a lot quicker. I see, and Kate, you're probably a hell of a lot better at this than I am, but what I see is rising up on the street. Now, it didn't say streets, it said street, singular. Rising up on the back is where our chakras are. And so what's happening is our chakras are rising up on the back of our street, not branches, not streets, not highways, one street being our chakras. And the next set of words is took my time, took my chances. Now, you see, I think by the time you get to your chakras being open, he's looking back going, took my time. Like for me, for instance, I had to take my time. That was my lesson, and I think patience is probably a big thing that we're all trying to be taught. And we took our chances. We threw it all. We threw everything we had at this. We gave up absolutely everything for this time. This is why we are here. And you see, they're talking about past tense now. They're not. He's not saying, I'm going to still be. He says, I did, and I took my chances. So now we're moving ahead again. The next thing, and these are all written in small caps. Well, accordingly, a capital letter at the front. These are all written now in perfect letter construction. There are no capitals. So it says, went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Well, that in its own right says what's happening. Back on my feet again refers to the chakras, the back on my feet, and we're grounded because our feet are now, you see now when I was walking home, when I came back from my infrared sauna, you see I was taking water into the furnace. And what and I'm just really sitting there going, what are the messages here for me? And so what happened is I went into the sauna. This is an infrared. This gets heated up so hot from the inside out. That's the difference between a sauna on the outside. Now, isn't that interesting that we're looking on the inside and everything is on the inside? The fire rages on the inside, and that's where this burning was happening within me. That heats up your body, and this is how you get rid of your toxins. They get purged. So what happened is I was in there, and I went into the shower, and I showered twice because I got really hot. I've never done that ever before, and so I went back in to the sauna, and I learned at that point how to really be efficient. I kept my water on the outside, and I just opened the door a little bit and grab it and bring it in. I had never done that before. I used to go out and cool off and drink my water. This time, what I did is I had it at the door, and I brought it in with me. And I'm just doing this naturally because I followed the flow of events, right? And so I'm drinking the water inside this heating factory. Okay, what does water represent? Well, it represents life. It represents everything that's good and true. So here I am taking it from the outside the box, bringing it into me, drinking it, and washing it through, however that manifests with my DNA, whatever. I don't know how this is all. I'm just telling you my story, and it's sort of coming to me as we go. And I washed off, you see, the machine that purifies, and that's us, you, me, whoever's here. We're the purifying machine. You know, I went in and washed the toxins off twice. So that means double. Now, because the two tribes of Israel are coming home, there's the tribe of Judah and the tribes of Ephraim. They're under Joseph. The tribe of Joseph, which represents Ephraim. Well, Ephraim was blessed with double blessing when his father crossed his arms. Instead of giving it to the firstborn, instead of Manasseh getting it, Ephraim got it. So Ephraim's coming home. This is the story of Joseph. This is the calling of Joseph. This is the calling of the yous and me's and all the people that have been to the pit. And when the time was right, when Joseph had not 1 ounce of pride left in him, only then, no matter how he tried to trick his way out by speeding up and not paying the price, which is what I was guilty of, by always trying to get out of the box too fast. It was only when I sat there and went, okay, bring it on. You know what? If this is what's going to happen, fucking bring it on. I'm ready. And that is, the less I resisted, like you said, Katie, it's that Chinese finger clutch thing, and I was very guilty of it. But you see, this all had to happen at this particular time, during this particular day, at this time. I had to wait. I mean, when I got home from the sauna and I was revealed the truth, I was forced. You know, I mean, I'm just, you know, Katie, what I'm like. I mean, I get going and I'm just like, okay. The second hardest thing for me to do.
Yeah, I did mention third deacon, right? Gemini draw. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, double, right. I'm coming home here, and I'm just like, holy shit, like it's like I'm going to miss, I just really want to come and tell you guys. And I just went, stop. I forced myself to make a smoothie, saw the banana. Oh, that wasn't blended enough. I literally reversed everything that I wanted so desperately to do, and it was the fucking hardest thing I've had to do. I intentionally had to prolong me coming here to tell you this. Even when I got my Skype up and everything ready, I had to sit here and go, okay, I think I'll just wait. I'm going to wait for 5 more minutes. I forced it. And you know what? All because I had to. Because I couldn't have brought this to you any sooner. I mean, when I'm getting downloads like this, my first impulse is to go on and share it with you guys. But I had to learn to not. I had to learn to wait. And the benefit is that I got to the end of the story. I never would have found the truth had I not waited for it.
See, that's one of the things that I can most certainly identify with. Again, no planning of any shows, just show up and see what happens, and share whatever little epiphanies and observations and what have you I've had during that given day. So I totally get the idea of getting an epiphany and not having the words to share it. And, it might take a few days, it might take a few weeks, who knows. But I get it. So, there's nothing more frustrating, especially for the Gemini aspect of communication, to not be able to commune, on with everybody, right? So it's about getting it whittled down. Oh yeah, okay. It's like the whole coin analogy, allegory of the head of the dragon, tail of the dragon at the same time. I mean, that's a very simple concept, but it took. I was looking for something. How do I describe the singularity? How do I, I can talk about the tree.
I know how it does. You know what it does? It takes the round out of the circle and it makes it become a single dot. That's what it does. Because I just did this today, Kate. I can't believe you're saying this. I'm taking it right down. I can't. Okay, I'm saying, I'm taking this down to the core. I am not happy with the answer. I knew what I want. I knew what I wanted for an answer. I wanted peace. I wanted not a hint, not a sniff of evil. And when I got down to the bottom, where I went between the hard and the rock place, when I was reading your little thing on that, I sat there and I went, you know what? I don't give a shit who's included. The only ones welcome at this table are the pure. You figure out how that's going to happen.
Well, they show up. That's the deal I made with the universe. Only those that are ready to show up will show up. Welcome to the
table. You know what? That is
you're
where
welcome.
The rock and the hard place meet, and you say, everybody is welcome. And that's exactly what it is. You know what? It took me a long time to get to that.
How did the allegory go? And I will go before you and set the table.
Because
it's all allegorical.
Remember when you were talking about the coin, okay? And so I'm going, okay, that's assuming there is a heads and a tail.
Right. Well,
okay?
That's a lot of assumption, yes.
Right. So I'm going, okay, I don't like the tail. Maybe the tail, this is how I looked at it, maybe the tail isn't really the tail. Maybe the tail is really the other half of who we are, which is equally as beautiful. But what they did is they split us in half. They made one side good, one side dark.
That's the allegory of eating from the tree of good, knowledge of good, and evil. Not good or evil, good and evil, right? Big difference.
Okay. So then
they didn't teach me that in Sunday school, by the way. Bastard.
So then I thought, okay, instead of looking at the coin for the image that they want you to see it at as one being good and one being bad, which they're not, because you know what, they're both good, because that coin on one side is good and on the other side is the same counterfeit, or they call it counterfeit. It's the replica. It's the same thing. It's both good. They're both good. But they reversed it by being one good and one bad, by saying, look at the reflection. Well, the reflection is not the reflection. The reflection is simply the other side of the half. But what they did with the other side of the half is they put their symbol on it of bad, which is tail, to taint the other half of our blessing, which they took. Do you see what I'm saying? Or is that too weird? Like, I understand it, but maybe I don't say.
Just fine. I'm looking up. Sorry, and I know what this is, but I just like to double check, making sure I've got it right here. I'm looking up the prefix ob as an object. Okay.
Do you know?
Because
do you know why
the other side of a coin is obverse, right? Verse, truth, himself, herself, itself. So let's have a look at the prefix of ob. Coin collector, right? Just for a reason.
But you know what?
Don't know what it was.
What if these books, who says there's another side? Who says there's another side to the coin?
Okay,
I'm just throwing this out there.
Patty?
Mm-hmm.
Reel it in a bit, Gem. Gemini's going a little schizoid, so walk the path here, check it out. Ob. Now, we know what ver is from verily, to mean truth. Se, Latin for himself, herself, itself. So the truth of himself, herself. Now, they call the head side of a coin the obverse. Okay, here's what ob means as a prefix. It means toward, against, across, down. Also used as an intensive from Latin ob, toward, to, over, against, in the way of, by reason of, about, before, in front of. All right. So now I'm looking at the in front of the truth of himself, herself, itself, which would be the illusion. I'm taking the same coin and flipping it. All right.
Illusion.
So the one side is being pitted against the other. Okay, it's going to take a sec to clarify. Keep going. Carry on with what you just want to bring that into it, because that's what hit when you said that about the coin.
Okay, because. Do you want me to keep going?
Well, you have two sides of the coin. One is the obverse, one is the reverse. Isn't that interesting? Reverse, right?
But that's what they told us, and that's not true, okay? Because what they did, and this is how they made a reflection, because they created that reflection.
That's what I'm saying, Patty. Listen again. I need you to hear this. Obverse, reverse. Here they are. This is the head and the tail opposing each other. Check this out. Reverse, which is the sun or the light of God within you, Re, ancient name for Ra, not the one in the sky, the one inside you, Ver, truth, himself, herself, itself, and the other side of the coin is to go against the truth of himself, herself, itself. So it's a perfect mirror in opposition on the coin of the singularity. So it's a singularity against itself.
Okay, I see. See, I see how you've explained it with words. That's your, you know what? Because for me, I have to do it visually. What you said to me in words, I couldn't understand it, but it means the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to give another perspective. Yeah, another perspective on the same thing. So carry on. Okay.
Sorry, I don't understand when you say like I'm so visual. I have to have it. Like I have to see it. So I just bring out the visual, I guess, of what you say. Isn't that weird?
I'm phonic. I'm phonic. As a writer, I see the visuals, and I put these little sigils down that make these sounds that work. For me, it's all about phonics. It's all about the sound. So when somebody says something, it triggers me. Right? That's how I fly.
Isn't that? And I'm so the opposite. Like I get, you know what? We're here to say it for both sides because I think a lot of people like me can't see it without visual aid, and I can. That's all I can do is visual. Oh, that's very interesting. So anyway, okay. So getting back to the visual, because when I see what you're saying in my eyes, I see, I see a coin that. Because it's the same on both sides, it's only one. Because there's nothing. It's a singularity. It's a single. So in my mind, I see that dot us as being everything. Beauty, peace, love, and all those things, right? So if that's who that dot is, it's impossible to make that dot anything else unless you use magic, unless you look outside of the box and create something different in a different image. Otherwise, there is no, however you want to say it, opposition. Because you can't have opposition. Because we've taken this now back to the dot. Okay, this dot represents the beginning. This represents the hole, however you want to put it, the black hole, whatever it is, void. I don't know the name for it, but that's where we have found our peace. That is where we have found the place between the rock and the hard place. That is the eye of the tiger, right where we are now. And in order to maintain that, you either learn how to, maybe that's what we've done. We've had to learn how to defeat that entity so it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe that's what this is about. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've been through.
Well, let's pull some people in, and I just want to double check something here. I've pretty much shared what I need to. Joe, we got you? Oh, I lost her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you doing, hon?
Very well, thank you. Great to be on the call.
Great to have you. As Santa would say, yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's how I found you, through Santa.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts?
Really interesting listening to Patty. I was listening to her the other night. Normally listen to you guys at night, which is after the call, but this is rare for me, to be honest.
Well, perfect. You're all things for a reason.
That's it. And that's when I actually came on right when you were reading my Skype text out to you. I thought, I can come on now. And there you were, reading it out. I thought, okay, I'll call in.
Tick, tick.
Yeah, tick, tick. So, Patty, I really get my head around what you're saying too. It literally, like when I first started listening to Kate, I've been listening for about 3 months. And I just need to integrate it. I see things visually and in a word format. So the two of you are probably helping me to get that concept. But then I need to sleep on things to integrate it. On things I get it straight away, but I tend to sleep on things. But I was ringing into the same reason yesterday I was listening, so it's a Sunday morning for me, so I was listening to you last night, yesterday's call, and as I pull up the call, I've got an email through on my phone. It's a YouTube standard email on Harry Potter, right when you were talking about Harry Potter. So I go, okay, listen in. We were talking about their suit, that they made that phone call about your outfit.
Yeah,
ready.
the non-existent outfit.
Being time to put on the outfit. So I thought, okay, I pick American animal cards, and yesterday I got the hawk, which is signals. So I look for signals. So I go, okay, there's a sign, and I think of the signature sign. I never thought of signal being the word of signature as well.
They used to seal documents with a signet ring. Cygnus, divine feminine, why they had to capture the divine feminine spirit. That's what this whole game has been about. Take our creation from us. We're the only ones that can. They're wimps otherwise. Cool, huh?
Do you want to hear? I always look for signs, part of how I see things. So I'm just like in awe. Then listening, like when I started, I've been on a lemon juice cleanse for about 6 days, and I started the We therapy 3 nights ago when you guys started talking about it. I did it years ago but wasn't ready, so I thought what a perfect time to start it. And then I'm listening to look for what plant front and back door. Only that day I was sitting on the front steps and I looked in the pot plant at the front steps and there's a dandelion weed, and I thought, isn't that dandelions are for fluid cleansing, kidney detox, and I'm like, okay, it looks like it's time for me to be doing this weed therapy, and I need to make that dandelion into a tea. So that was sitting right at my front door.
Yes, lovely.
Love.
Yay.
The confirmation, just on every level. So I thought I'd share that.
Yeah, I mean, Patty wasn't on the call last night, but when what I was explaining yesterday was I was pondering things regarding Harry Potter and the visual of Emma Watson, and of course the night they all went to the gala or whatever, the ball. I think it was the Wizard's Cup thing, the movie with the Wizard's Cup, and I had this visual going on, and I'd been pondering about changing the world, right? Thinking in terms of Guelph with setting a world record there, and of course Judge Faust the Sovereign came out of Guelph. I got the job on the right stage again, and the only answer was yes. And that's when the phone call came in from Tara Ware, right? The name of the business, and he was on the phone. I had to call back, and I said, "Yeah, you called." He said, "Yeah, Kate, how's it going? This is Emma." And I said, "Your new outfit's ready." And I said, "Isn't that interesting? Because why new outfit ready? Because I didn't order one. I haven't seen you guys since I got my coat last fall." And she said, "No, it's weird. I'll have to go talk to Kathy." Another person. And find out. I never heard anything back, but it says that, "Don't worry about it, Emma. I already got the message. I know what this phone call is about. I just got my universal confirmation. And if you don't believe in magic, well, you better start."
Well, Katie, today I was when I was downloading stuff, I just had to take a break, and I happened to look. The phone was ringing really loud, and I looked, and I picked it up because I didn't know who it was from, and it read clothesline. And I remembered yesterday you had said something about getting that phone call from the clothes people. Well, you were just talking about this right now, and I went, oh, I remembered that. So I went to my email for some reason, and you're talking about your message from Emma. I pulled up my Hotmail, and it says Facebook message, new message from Amelia Elba.
Yeah, well, there you go, right? And I do need to do a little jump in here. We got a little less than 8 minutes for the on-air portion. Anyone that wants to call in, you can call in via the landline at area code 661-467-2401, or refresh the page you're listening on. And if the Skype button isn't there already, and the Skype button will appear, click on that, call in via Skype. Okay? And
we've only just blinked. I can't believe it. I said we've only just blinked. How can 2 hours have gone? That's insane.
Well, you see, because Because we're in the now, and there is no time. You see.
There is no time. That's mental.
So, and just on the record for on the air, part of my Pinocchio routine today was cutting all the strings, and I decided that because my heart was not actually wanted, it was only the physical illusion of what I could provide for individuals, which has been the trend. That's what I talked about with Vicky today. I just had to confirm it in my own heart, my own intuitive, and I have cut all the strings. My heart is back where it belongs. So there you go. So I'm looking to go dancing next Saturday. Party time. No, I just had to. It was about cutting the glass strings, and it wasn't about letting go. It was about, okay, well, all right, fine, good enough. And there you go. So
take your shoes out the box, huh?
Well, there's the Scorpio aspect of I don't want. And I just, okay, well, I can look in that mirror, so obviously you don't want the only part of me that everyone has ever missed. Me. Everyone was too busy getting caught up in the, oh, I'll hang out with Kate. You know, she's a singer-songwriter, and then get me on the stage, and I'll hang out with Kate, because, you know, she's always there, you know, moving with a truck, and, you know, always a phone call away, always something. And that was one of the trends I noticed throughout my life. As soon as anyone had got what they wanted and needed from me physically, I dematerialized in their universe, basically. So that's what I mean when I say obviously I don't matter. And I mean that in an allegorical sense. I'm no longer here in physical for you. I am no longer matter. So there's the hidden that you missed. And I think this is all I've ever tried to show throughout my life. And anyway, so I just wanted to put that out into the ether. I brought my heart home. So I am in toto genre now. Cool, huh?
I'm pleased that you are.
Yeah, of course I did it. I knew I had to, but again, it's that whole rescue diver bullshit thing, right? So, you know, but and that's always been the trend of my life too. I always seem to be there exactly for someone who needs rescued. And there, I had to go through diving. I had to, go through so many different things in my life, and get shit on from great heights from so many people I love dearly in my life, to finally go, oh, okay, I get it. Stop. So I did. So I brought the heart home, and toto genre, baby. So I got my dancing heels on tonight, and probably a shorter skirt than I'd wear anywhere else, but that's just me. I'm in a Saturday night mode. No rants, just a lot of love. So there you go. Carry on. Wow.
Well, I was going to just say the coincidence of, number one, Eye of the Tiger is my all-time favorite song. Yeah. I am also a tiger, of course. And I have a huge tiger on my back, tattooed across my back. So, yeah. Wow. So rather resonating with me, the old lyrics, and the eyes, and the dots, and the tigers.
Wow.
And the last picture that was brought to the house just a few months before we got raided, was a picture that was going to get thrown out at Sue's work. And I don't know, these people with money and fucking no brains just say, look, I don't like it anymore, throw it out. Anyway, it's a gorgeous picture of a tiger. Gorgeous.
Thank you, I know.
And by the way, my sister is not quite 2 years older. 62 is the year of the tiger. So my sister's a tiger and I'm a dragon. So there you go.
Katie.
Yeah.
I'm still reeling in what you just said, so I'm not sure what you said.
Okay, well, let me just do the quick shout-out to criticalmassradio.co.uk, which I was going to do and I didn't do. I got sidetracked. Of course, Paul, Lisa, and the crew at Critical Mass Radio, thank you guys so much. Anything any of you guys can do to help support the site keeps me on the air. you can go over to criticalmassradio.co.uk and anything at all. I mean, we do have thousands upon thousands of listeners, so if you guys can help out, that'd be great. What you're doing is keeping us at the table. So, here's the deal. I'm doing my best to set the table for as many people to gather around it as possible. It's kind of a puck here, so if you can't bring things to the table in terms of calling in and whatever in that regard, well, bring a salad over to criticalmassradio.co.uk. $1, $2, whatever, don't matter. Every little energy flow counts, because what you're doing is you're transmuting that skin into living spirit again. So there you go. Just wanted to mention that.
That was nice. 90. That was nice, Kate.
Well, hey, we do this together, right? So, I'll give you every single night of the week and every single waking moment of the day to share what we do on the nights. That's what I came here to do. Sorry, not a guru. I don't charge money for that. That's Can I just do, since we're on the air, right, before we go into the rollover, I need to say this. This is to all you gurus out there that think you're actually helping people by advising them spiritually and all the rest of it and charging them money. Well, I'll tell you, if you're still charging them money, you are so fucking asleep, your head is up your ass. Because if you truly were awake and truly understood anything, you would be so abhorred by the whole concept of it, you sleepy, moronic dope. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. There we go. I just had to say that. I feel better now.
Right.
I feel much better now.
That's funny. So your announcement means, I don't know what it means, Katie. Like, are you?
That was for the listeners, just to let people know what was going down, and that's all. It was just a public service announcement.
Oh, but you're not retiring or anything, are you?
Oh God, no. No. I'm just. Which part were you referring to?
When you were talking about, I don't even remember, but it was just the feeling I was getting that.
Well, it is my intent. I don't want to have to do this anymore, and the day that I don't have to do this is the day the twinkling of an eye occurs. So, let's get on it. I just had to bring my heart home. So
yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The longer people, we as a group don't get it, the longer I have to, plug away on the air here.
Yeah, I know.
Help! I want to play my guitar.
Time off.
No, can't do it.
No.
I made a deal.
Okay. Well, we'll help you. We'll do our best so you can do your best, and then you won't have to try so hard because we're all fighting together towards the same goal.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not even trying anymore. I just know what my job is, and I come and do it. That's it. There's no trying here at all. You can't try. There's no if. There's no maybes or perhaps. No, I'm doing exactly what I was designed to do, what I came here to do. I am resonating intuitively that I am bang on purpose because everything I do flies in the absolute face of this insane creation here that they actually have psychiatrists in an insane world pushing drugs onto people. How insane is that, dipshit? Check yourself in, huh? Maybe take some of your own drugs and see how that works for you. Didn't think so. Just saying. Sorry. Am I being a bitch? Yep. What I'm best at.
Well, I think the word itself, the word, the therapist.
The rapist?
Yep,
Oh, on that little subject.
The big mind fuck, as I call it.
Oh, yeah. And a little shout out for Colin here. I would rather actually just hang out with you guys. We can all sit around at the same table and actually see each other and, and I want to hear you too, so. How cool is that? Just saying.
You know what I just thought of? I don't know what made me think of this, but I think we've all seen the pictures of when they were doing MK Ultra on people, and they had that. There's one picture that always came up on Facebook and YouTube. It was one of this girl, a little girl laying down. She had bandages wrapped around, white bandages around her head and her chin, and you knew she was getting shock treatment. But the picture that was taken from an angle where you could see her lying in the cot. You know that she was being, MK Ultra'd. But in the hanging on the IV rack was her urine, and they said on there, because I used to be a nurse, right? We used to have to measure output and intake, and we have to measure it. They had the same sign facing us, looking us right in the face, saying, measure your urine, do not throw out and strain. They gave you the instructions. They're telling you right there all about urine. They're taking it out of her, out of her body.
And here's a little program thing I'm just going to toss at you for breaking. Things like, I don't know why this just came to me. I'm not sure what the reason is. All things for a reason. Stop doubting yourself. Power up, baby. Power up. Just go.
Right.
We're in the now, and just roll with it. All things for a reason.
Did you see that? I bet you know the same picture I'm talking about, because that picture has resonated with me for so long. There was something about it. It must have been the nurse in me looking at the urine.
Which picture?
That little girl is lying in her cot. You see her. She's been tortured and abused through MK Ultra, right? It was part of that Joseph Mengele time. It was in black and white.
Oh it's Mengele, another one of the psychos. I don't generally deal in that. I mean, I've looked at it in the past, but it's a new vibe, new game right now, so I don't even really like to talk about it because it's illusion.
But no, the reason I'm telling you is because they gave you the answer in the mirror. Like, isn't that crazy?
It's all there, and look what people miss when they get focused on things like, well, it's an MK Ultra. Again, it's about the urine. That's it. Just about the urine.
You don't see it.
The good and the evil in every picture. What are the odds?
And who would ever think that the truth and the goodness would be in a bag of urine? Like, it's so far-fetched, because they made it so far-fetched, right? That even when you see the truth, you won't recognize it.
That's the joke of this place, right? And once people start seeing the allegories and really paying attention to their coincidental synchronicity moments, like you guys are doing, this is quickening.
It is.
We're on the right track.
And they don't become far-fetched anymore.
Nope.
It becomes so real. The mirror is the reality. How come I didn't see that before? What's far-fetched is eating a chicken that's been caged and treated the way it is, not going down that path. But what's not far-fetched is drinking your own urine. But because it's there provided for you, but it's just a game. It's just what the program was. Now it's reversed. It's easy to see.
Yeah, and here we are. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Absolutely.
Jump in.
Yeah. I was really resonating with what Miranda was saying about the coconut. And I was like, where am I going to get a coconut? I really like that idea of having a coconut bowl. I'm starting to do this process slowly but surely. And I think a coconut would be really cool. So I thought about it, and as I was listening to a show, I was grabbing some distilled water. And as I'm heading in, as soon as I look down, there's coconut. Right now I have in my hand a coconut that I'm trying to saw right now. And it is difficult. If you've ever tried to saw a coconut, it's quite difficult. But I'm halfway there, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm excited for the inside as well. And that was my puppy that you're hearing in the background. So thank you, Miranda, for that wonderful idea. I'm very excited for this.
Pleasure.
That's
it?
That's it? Go ahead.
And I was also resonating
I was
with...
at a talk on coconut. Oh, so go on.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you how we learned how to cut a coconut. You get the back of a big knife and you just hold it in your hand with the 2 points at north and south, and just keep, whacking it with the end and turning it around and around, and it eventually just cracks open.
Oh, right.
But you do have to give it a fair hit. Big knot.
Right, yeah, and then the gravity of itself will just kind of break it right down the middle there. Yeah. Well,
yeah, exactly.
I am sawing a coconut. It's more of the long
or
I
higher
usually
away.
wrap
I'm not
it in
sure.
I usually wrap it in a big thick towel and then smack the hell out of it with a really big hammer.
That girl.
Well, I have the towel. I definitely have the towel.
That's the difference between a Libra and a Scorpio.
yeah, that's it. And the great thing is my wife, she's a Scorpio, and I'm on the cusp. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. The deacons. I'm learning all about this today through Bill Donahue, and now you're saying, and I just looked at my phone and it's 11:11, but for the time. But you, which is representing my wife, which is her birthday. But what I was saying is the deacons. Now that's so fascinating. I was always wondering, how do you leach into the other side, like the cusp, like the deacon does it? So you look at the stars, and in say Libra, there's 3 deacons in there. So it's 3 stars in 3 constellation star dots in that section, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So
10 degrees.
So then,
10 degrees for
beautiful.
each. There's 30 degrees in each sign, 10 degrees for each deacon. Yeah.
So my deacon is leeching onto the other deacon in Scorpio. They're having a good time. Okay. And the energy is representative of it's completely unique to everyone. So that's fascinating. I wonder what deacon that is that's leaking me onto the Scorpio end and what that means for me. So it's pretty awesome. And the Mayan calendar thing, I looked up that today. Goodness, that is awesome. Just knowing the long count, like that is the universal calendar. So that is really representative of us. So that was awesome. Thank you for that again.
I put the link for the deacons in the Skype room as well, so you can go to the deacons page and you can actually look up your deacon. So you're Libra.
Yeah.
You're the third. So you're Gemini deacon of Libra.
All right.
That's what you are.
I am Libra.
And you can look it up.
Good deal. Thank you. I will definitely check that out. All right.
Right on. And just to do my job here, area code 440, you are in the call. Just letting you know.
Hi.
440?
Yes. This is Billy. I try to tune in to you guys as much as possible. So, you guys are talking about medication. And
okay, just a sec. Jeremiah's sawing his coconut on air.
Oh, wait. I totally thought I muted this. I am so sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I don't mind. I like coconuts. So, saw away. So I had a question. You guys were talking about medication. Is it all right to ask a question? Or?
Oh, God, no, not on this show. We're all about, I'm telling you how it is, and fuck you. Of course, go ahead.
Just okay.
Just kidding.
I like to fuck you. I like to, being blunt at all times, So.
There you go. Carry on. What's on your mind?
Oh, so I had been hit by a car. It was a hit and run on the way to work. I was on my bike.
Oh, nice.
So the first one was a hit and run. So that happened in December, and then 5 days later, I ended up I was just meeting my mom to go Christmas shopping around 5 days later on 13/12 on my day off, and I ended up on a tree lawn bleeding to death. I flew over my handlebars, completely sober both times, and I had a concussion, seizure, and I went into coma, and I was in the hospital for about 3 weeks. So they, after I finally got out of the hospital, they gave me a seizure medicine that I have to take for a year. So it made me feel horrible. I have to take it for a year, and I have like 50 different doctors that tell me not to drink water because of my sodium and to take medication and give me time. So they have no answers. And
you have the answer within you, Billy. Just you're on urine, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you're already the medications you don't need. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you a fact. It's up to you whether or not you know that. Not me. I know that, and that's all I would do.
And anyone who says to anybody you don't need water wants a good slap up the side of their head.
Yeah, I mean, the doctors are idiots. I've had like 50 doctors that are just complete idiots. I mean, I've been told by like a Freemason not to meditate. Lives right by me, that has a guitar shop, and then I have the doctors telling you not to drink water. So,
my Lord.
I don't know what the 32-degree Masons are up to, but God only knows.
Oh, hanging out in the meat stick, that's what they're up to. That's what, they're the ones that are soul, lock, stock, and barrel to try to keep as many souls here asleep as possible. But here's the catch. If but one shall awaken, in as much as I am you and you are me and we are one, all it takes is for one of us to awaken and the whole game's over. And that's all we're working towards right now. We're walking that yellow brick road, putting in hand, thousands of us in this call alone. Mm-hmm. Right? The odds are pretty good out of 7 billion, don't you think?
Yeah,
if but
not bad odds. Yeah, double down. I don't know. And then some guy ran me over. Like after I get through physical therapy, speech therapy, I recover really fast, and the rest of the people I have recovery with are learning how to take showers. So I'm very grateful that my body just was kind of explosive to recover. And then some guy runs me over a truck when I'm going for a jog, and he came from behind and he went left on a busy road. I was just on the sidewalk.
And that was today?
That was on 224. But I went through all the therapy to just kind of, I did like a colon cleanse and just kind of tried to get everything out of my system. I run almost every day and meditate. So on 224, I got run over. But I don't know if it's like a karma thing or someone's trying to put some kind of hit on me.
Billy, is your name Billy?
He ran me over with a Dodge Ram, and he didn't care. I went flying 20 feet, and like 20 people had witnessed it.
It sounds to me, honey, like you're emitting so much light that some people are coming along trying to extinguish you. I don't think it's karma. I think you project so much light that some people are just trying to put you out. So just stay strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of anything, and I finally just got over fear. I mean, birds fly like missiles around me, dogs bark, and I don't know, almost every person I meet that has any kind of light in their eyes or can listen, I'm running to them everywhere. I mean, pretty much every step I take, if I bump into someone new that actually cares, or even if it's a kid, that kid will, bring up the light in my eyes, or I don't know, likewise. But it's pretty wild. So my energies, I'll stay up for days. So, I don't know. It's been interesting getting into the esoteric. I can't really imagine my life without it. So. But thank you for, I don't know, talking about coconuts. Funny. Fun to say.
Fun to just hang in there. And, I just checked out I'm third deacon Gemini. How interesting it is. It's like, I see a couple of things that I've actually worked out. It's really cool. Yeah, it's neat. Anyway.
So how I'm a Gemini as well. How do you know which deacon you are? Is it by birthday?
First 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days. When's your birthday? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. It was on Monday. June 3rd. So is that second?
Almost just in a second, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Here's the second. I've got it up here, so let me share what it is. Pay attention.
Thank you.
The second, Libra Venus, deacon of Gemini. The second Libra deacon of Gemini with rays from Venus is a curious seeker of beauty and comradeship. They are truly people's people and will sacrifice much for an hour of great conversation. Since they are more likely to become entranced or find value in unexpected things and tend to be at least mentally empathetic, they can usually keep themselves at bay and aren't as restless as the first deacon Geminis. However, they can be very fussy and easily disrupted, having a highly sensitized and overly active consciousness. They have one of the finest logical minds of the zodiac, but can also shift uncomprehendingly between clear-headed analysis and a wealth of irrational notions, charming, sometimes sharp, Now, let me share something with you with regards to the constellation, with regards to Gemini in particular. Bill, he does a great video on all the zodiacs. And one of the things, we have Canis Major and Canis Minor, which represents the left hemisphere, right hemisphere, the two dogs. And we have the hare, or the rabbit. You were talking about hair earlier, and that's what resonated with me, the hare. And of course, I have hares showing up here all the time. You might have heard me talk about the rabbits that show up here. And what the rabbit is, you got to calm the rabbit down from jumping between left and right all the time. And that's perfect for me in an analogy of calming the rabbit, so that it's not jumping back and forth, get it into the 0 point, right? So for those interested, here's the third decan. This is where I sit. And for anyone born, let me see, the last 10 days of Gemini, right up to June 21st, so that would be June 11th to June 21st. The third, this is for you and me. The third, Aquarius, Uranus, Saturn, decan of Gemini. The third decan of Gemini is the most detached and unemotional, yet most humanitarian of the Gemini decans. These people are great with concepts and ideas and relates to every kind of person easily with their sociable and friendly attitude. Yet quickness of judgment and a temporary fixation upon one thing or another hinders the otherwise admirable Gemini inclination for assimilation and impartiality. That's one I had to learn. They soak up knowledge of every kind and seek a combination of breadth of learning and some personal vision that sets them apart from mere copycats. Romantically, they change in space and aren't great in an emotionally demanding atmosphere. And boy, oh boy, did I pick all the wrong things in my life to learn that contrast. Woohoo! Free at last. Pinocchio, the strings are cut. You're going to be a real live girl.
Yes. And I'm the year of the rabbit.
Oh, there you go. That's
and a Sag.
Oh.
Sag, decan Sag.
Okay, so you're the Gemini mirror.
Yep.
And the rabbit.
In my life.
Isn't that interesting?
Yep.
Just
7th house relationship. So many Geminis in my life.
Yeah, and of course I've got I think 5 planets in the 11th house. That's the house of Aquarius, the house of friends. So look at my design. I'm actually very well suited to doing this. I mean, of course, I'm just following what my intuition tells me to do. I generally don't think a lot about much. I'm a Promethean in that I feel it first intuitively, and then Epimetheus is I treat them allegorically as the right and left. Promethean fire, which is the creative fire, and Epimethean earth, because he was the one that was given the responsibility of giving all the animals their attributes. And of course, when it got to man, there was nothing left, no hair, no horns, nothing. It was just this naked music, right? And of course, Prometheus gave mankind fire, which was knowledge. Again, these are all allegories. And of course, Zeus or Moloch, Marduk, Ra, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you want to call this controlling entity, got a little pissed off. How dare you wake up the slaves? And of course, you know the story of the eagle ripping at the liver, taking the very life of Prometheus every day, only to have it grow back overnight and have the eagle come back the next day and chained to Mount Olympus. That's why I see what we're doing. That was the summation of the poem. Actually, it's closer to the sonnet, but a poem I wrote called Prometheus Bled. And that's what we're all doing. We're all bleeding in the same way that Prometheus did for the truth. And I shall not yield. That's a gimme. So there you go.
Wow.
So have you guys heard Lee Scratch Perry? Or no?
Who?
He's a reggae artist. He's I think he's in his 70s, but he's super deep. He might be a Gemini. He's saying about Geminis, but he sings a song "Here to Wake the Dead." But I don't know. He's spot on.
Well, again, everything is now, and anything that you look at, I mean everything, matters. Can you see it? It matters to you. One of the beautiful threads of this fabric of consciousness. How are you weaving? Are you noticing what your pattern or part of the pattern is? Or are you missing it? Most people on this planet are missing who and what they are. They're stuck in the physical illusion. And they are being harvested by Psi Call. That's it. When you were stuck in the physical, you were being harvested. I withdrew from the physical. This is I don't use the term warfare, but this is spiritual warfare in the most loving way. And I was kind of hoping that Patty would jump back in here to carry on the whole. That's just what resonated intuitively. So, Patty, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just following you. This is brilliant. Heck, it's brilliant.
I just want to hear what little gems you're... and Miranda, everybody, jump in. Oh, we got another one here. Ninja! Oh my goodness, we got to get Ninja in here. Ninja, how are you?
Hi, Kate. Hi, everyone.
Hi, honey.
Hello.
I did want to say something, but I can't remember what it was now.
Sorry, eyes were closed, downloading, you know.
No, it's not that. I should have written it down, but that's gone.
Well, I have a quick
I can't remember what it was.
I just had an idea. It's kind of like with the I got distracted there.
I think that's what you were wanting to do, continue on with the songs. 937, by the way, your mic is open as well, just letting it. As soon as I see it, I'll open your mic, so just letting everybody know everyone's hot on the board. Okay, go ahead, Patty.
Good evening.
That's what it
Good
is,
evening,
because
Kate.
you know what?
Hey.
Sorry, I think that Kate, you're right, because I hit the mouse and the mouse turned on the song. Like, isn't that weird? Okay,
No,
so I guess
stop saying that. Isn't that weird? That's odd. That must have happened. I don't know why that happened. Everything happens for a reason. Stop. Break that program up, will you? Please.
I know. It's just, it is. It's, to me, it's just crazy.
Just do.
So, so I'm on, we got to just a man and his will to survive. So that's the next verse. And so when it says survive, well, we're the survivors, right? We're the 144,000. We're the sparks. I mean, I look at it as being like the, in the grid on the Earth, you know, there's the 144 power points. They're like where there's really a lot of the crystals and water and magnetic. It's a formation of a vortex, sort of. Anyway, that's
okay.
how I look at it.
And I really want to drive this home. I need people to get this. 144,000, doesn't matter what it is. 144 is a direct reference to consciousness. 9 is consciousness. Right? So with that in mind, now you can understand why there's 144 points. Because what they're trying to do is crystal grid and control the consciousness. That's why the pyramids in Giza and everywhere else on this planet need to be bulldozed. Gaia got rid of the cap off the ones at Giza. They're all meters designed to keep this grid in place. And there's still enough power there. You've seen the pyramids. There's still enough crystal grid power there. That's why this whole crystal thing, it never resonated with me. And to me, it was an external control mechanism. And I've always looked at the good and evil of things. Yeah, the pyramids are good because of this. No, okay, great. I can see where they're good because they're really cool buildings and all the rest of it. And yeah, providing power and stuff. But I'll tell you what the evil part is. They were also providing complete control of humanity as a slave race. Oh, one sec. Carry on here, guys. I've got to go move my car. I'll be right back.
Right, and I could expand on that a little bit if everyone else wants to chime in. The golden capstone, like they want to. Everyone's talking about the reinstilling of the golden capstone. I mean, would they use it if the limestone was properly attached and it can keep that energy through it? Because it was shown to be some kind of energy, and the energy producer, like the Ark of the Covenant, was supposed to be the capacitor and all this bullshit or whatever.
Yeah, Kundalini energy.
So would it be safe to say, I don't know who was just talking, the guy talking, but would it be safe to say that they put all their structures, so to speak, on the high-powered grids and put the rest of us, like in residential neighborhoods, on the lower end. Is that safe to say or no?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And the moon is the same thing.
Who's the chap that's just spoken? Is that the guy who does gardening, who had the radishes? Hello?
What's that? Who are you looking for?
The guy that just... hello, the guy that just spoke. Are you the guy who was on the other night who was talking about gardening? And your radishes?
No.
Oh, sorry,
no,
okay.
This is Vincent in Dayton, Ohio. No, I don't think...
I think it was Paul. Okay, cool.
Hi, this is Joe on the Gold Coast of Australia.
Hi, Joe.
Wanted to add...
Hello, Joe.
Hey, when I found out about the nine consciousness, I'd just been listening to Marco Rodin and his math on the Rodin coil, which is the 0 point energy, but his math is phenomenal if you ever want to look him up. It was all about the nine. I just watched the movie, I think it's John Hunt, where he goes to Mars, and they take this violet energy, which is based around nine again, and the analogies that are in that movie.
What's the name of the movie? Sorry, I'm about to ask you.
I think it's John Hunter.
John the Hunter.
I have to...
Okay.
Yeah, just his name, John Hunter is the name of the man. And it's about, I don't want to go too much into it, but it's all a perfect analogy of the consciousness of nine and the energy coil that is being used and misused and used for good. Of course, mirror, mirror.
Right, I believe it's like that Pythagorean numbering going around, and it starts in the center and it just expands outward exponentially and then comes back in or something. A counter-rotating field. And that's the magic, it's just how we use it, what the intent is for those, for that symbolism.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Well, see? You don't see, this is the beauty of this. You don't need me. Look at you guys go. Isn't that cool? Oh man. So
I like the way you broke down the word therapist. I never heard that before, and it was very funny. So.
Oh, the rapist? Yeah.
Never heard that before.
If you do psychotherapist, psycho's a rapist.
Yes,
and that spells that straight away. I did a lexigram on that. It's pretty horrid. Patty, I wanted to ask you, honey. You know, you said you were a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Was it with children?
Yeah, I worked in pediatrics.
Yeah, because you've got pediatric in your name.
Oh, that was my first job as a nurse. I worked in a burn unit.
Yeah, you've got pediatrics in your name.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
No, it's
not.
Sensible.
looks like we're setting spiritual fires everywhere. The fire trucks just went by. I was just looking at the word or listening to it. Sai-kai or ki, right? Sai-kai atrist. So I'm just doing a little. Let me have a look at.
But the fire truck went by when I said I worked in a burn unit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
It's just a coincidence. Everyone, look away. Look into the void. Look into the illusion. Be the meat stick. Stop. Oh, by the way.
And what?
Hang on.
Sorry.
I just found Trist. Sai-kai, not atrist, right? Sorrowful, early 15th century, from French triste, from Latin tristis, sad, sorrowful, and gloomy. So there is the Sai, spirit. Ki, life, sorrow. That pretty much sums it up for me. The psychiatrist for it. Just saying. Go ahead, Ninja.
Keeping you trapped in the past. Sorry, that's Joe.
Yeah,
absolutely. Sorry, Ninja, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, we're all getting our ideas at once, aren't we? Yeah, the fire truck, the burns unit, the whole thing. I just wanted to say, what do they do when they get to a fire? They put water on, right? Well, the best thing for burns is what?
Urine.
Not only will it heal the actual injury, it will heal it in such a way that everything grows back renewed and there will be no scarring.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My sister started the urine therapy. My sister started the urine therapy 2 days ago after I started, and she had a burn on her finger. It kept blistering up and she couldn't heal it. And then she came to me the day after she'd been drinking her wee and saying, look, I've been peeing on it all day and look, it's all good now.
Yeah, those stem cells, silly old stem cells.
Yeah.
I started.
Oh, sorry. It's Rosanna here, and I also started the urine therapy 2 days ago. And I started with a drop, and it was fine.
Told you.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Yeah, I never thought it would be so easy, actually.
The easy things generally are. It's like, having a pile of dishes there. The longer you wait to do the dishes, the harder the job seems to get. So, just get up and do the damn dishes.
Yeah, and by the way, I am Psycho the Rapist.
Psycho the Rapist.
Are you? Yeah, I am an awakened one, hopefully.
There you go.
In that case, I won't leave my lectogram.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah, go.
You just identified yourself as being a psychotherapist. No, you're not a psychotherapist. You happen to work as a psychotherapist, please.
We got plants everywhere. We got people inside everything. That's yeah. So that's what you're healing. You're healing that psychopathy of psychotherapy.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah, Miranda, you said something about Lexogram.
Yeah, I have got a psychiatrist one. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
And I do apologise to anyone who is one, but this is just what came out. A psychiatrist says I is spastic. Sir, I say, this is shit. Christ, a crisis. Static spirit, script at parish. Spy at sty. CPA, CIA. A piss artist is a psychiatrist. RC tit. It's charity, is it? Scythia, thirsty, pity packed, pay, cry, a start, trashy cash. I say I pay, pry at past, strip, trap, crypt, assist is cast. Charity, try it. Charity is rich. Piracy, tick, itch, a yacht, a ship. Stir it, hairy chit-chat, sit. It's a crap, trap, tryst. That's a psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah, nice one, Miranda.
Easy.
That was when I was in my harder days.
But if it wasn't in there, you couldn't have found it. So
absolutely.
you're only exposing the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you've done the psychiatrist one before, and if you could over the next few days or whatever, if you've got other ones that you've done before and you pull them out, this will give people a better understanding of lexograms, because we did this a lot last summer.
Yeah.
So again, there was that little hiatus, but see what's happened now. We touched on it before, but now it has so much more relevance than it did then. I mean, everything is relevant in the now of the now, right? So what I'm seeing coming to fruition here are the the true gathering of angels that are bringing their particular art, their particular design to the table. Me, I'm a writer. That's wordplay and what have you. So I bring an ethereal quality to that. That's my job to do, and thankfully I get an opportunity to share it on the air where everyone can gather around the table at the same time. That's why I say all are welcome at my table. All. It's not my table, it's ours. Right? So, yeah, it's just, if you could do that would be awesome, Miranda.
Pleasure, yeah.
Katie, do you want to go through, like I'm going through this Eye of the Tiger lyrics, right? Do you want to pull it up and go through it with me too so you can help bring them out so we can just learn how to do it?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we've only got like 20 minutes left here, and it would certainly take a lot longer, but what I can do, depending on what happens tomorrow night with this Andrew fellow that's supposed to be coming on, because I would actually like to dedicate a whole lot more time to it, so let's maybe plan, we'll try anyway, plan for Monday, and really go hell-bent for that. That way I can actually have a look at the words and start busting the words apart, so that when you're doing it, I'll have a much better, I'll take a scalpel to it, and just to pull out all the hidden things that are in those words.
Okay. And we can all have a look and see what we feel, because we can all bring a slightly different tilt on it, can't we?
Exactly. That's why when somebody said psychiatrist, who went to psychiatrist to go and search the roots out, right? See, that's why it resonates with me. That's my particular thing. That's why when you bring the lyrics, you'll have your perspective on it. So I'm going to bring another little bit of a razor to it, and of course Miranda and Ninja and whoever else jumps in is going to bring something as well. So we're coming to the table with all sorts of cutlery.
Awesome.
Right, and that's why for me it's critical that people get involved. Just listening to me talk every night, that's borderline, guru and pedestal creating. I don't want that. That's exactly the opposite of what I want. That's how we got trapped, by putting idols and icons in our way. And I absolutely, if anything that will ever offend me, that will. You put me on a pedestal, you consider me anything other than just me, I'm going to call you a blasphemer, because you're missing you, and that is blasphemy. I think I've made my point.
But I think that's what the dots represent. They represent the idols in our life, because we went from that single dot, like I'm focusing on the dot, but we went outside of the dot, which put us inside of the box.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the idols that we have been following are actually us turned into boxes in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Again, this is there is the delta, fourth letter of the Greek, and D, the fourth letter of the Western, and delta in Greek is a triangle, and they're both the fourth letter, which is, there's your four sticks making four sides, putting the divine himself, herself, itself, say, inside the box. So what we're doing now is busting out. We're already out. It's just now we're just tearing the rest of the shit down. I mean, I'm a general contractor. I don't build anything until I take the house down. And that's, people are, and I got to tell you, it really drives me batty. Well, you know what, we got to have this. Stop planning. Thought has you. Thought, the god of Egypt, who planted the seed, owns your sorry ass. Stop thinking. Do. We're creators. We don't try. We do. Let's take this bullshit down and then clear the palette. Clear the canvas. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll think of something, feel our way through it. So again, these are all the crutches. Well, we've got to have this in place. We've got to have that. Shut up. Take your thought back to Egypt. Bury yourself under the pyramids with the rest of the losers. Okay? Take these things down. I mean, sorry, it's just the way it is, right?
Well, it's funny when you're talking. I just all these things are coming to my mind, and when you're talking about tearing the houses apart, well, for my birthday, which was May 19th, I got drunk on wine, and I had some headphones, and I started playing my favorite music from old times, which was Talking Heads and Pink Floyd, and I was singing Burning Down the House, like so loud, because I had my headphones on, I couldn't hear myself. The people upstairs heard me. Oh my God, was that allegoric or what?
Well,
the people upstairs heard me.
Yeah.
Burning down the house.
Well, I did a bunch of shows with a group, the Fables, from the East Coast. A beautiful bunch of guys, and one of their more popular songs, it would be considered a hit anyway, but it was called "Tear the House Down." And that song always resonated with me. So that's what we're doing now. We're just tearing the house down, tearing down the house, tearing down the winds, tearing down the wares and the whats.
Do you know what else? Oh, this is okay. I'm running this through my head. So while I'm dancing and I'm screaming because I'm singing so loud, burning down the house, that while I was in my kind of glory dancing, I had an orchid plant in my room. I say had because what happened is when I was just having the time of my bloody life, just letting her rip, I knocked over my plant, my orchid plant. Well, it broke right at it broke, the whole flower and everything. So I took the stem and flower, the life, and I threw it in the garbage. Gee, what do you think that means? And the other thing was too. Oh my God, this is all coming to me right now. I've got this lamp. It's got a wooden stand and it's got a white shell over it. And what happened is during my exuberance, I actually not only broke the flower, which orchids mean strength, courage, power. It's a very powerful plant. It represents a lot of power. So after I broke that particular power, I ended up knocking over the light and the stand and everything. What happened is when it hit the ground, the light bulb smashed. I had to vacuum it all up, and I've kept it in there because I can't get it out. It's still sitting in the socket with a broken bulb and no light coming from it. There's no source of light at all. Anyway, so there we are.
And there you go.
And of course you've got dancer in your name.
What's that?
And is it just a coincidence that I put on my dancing shoes tonight? Seriously, I thought, I'm going to put my heels on tonight. I'm going dancing.
You did say that.
Yeah. I'm dressed to kill right now. I go out dancing and just sitting on the deck talking to you guys. But it's Saturday night.
Outside. You're outside in the outhouse.
Yeah.
With your shoebox.
Outside. And I will say that few months that I was living in the tent last summer, fall, that's where most of those essays came out of, because I was lying on Mother Earth every single night.
Oh man!
I would wake up in the middle of the night and just start writing. Darkest Before the Dawn. I wrote that woke up at 2 o'clock and.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Again, I was just completely connected, and
wow.
Yeah.
Well, when I was Katie, when I was in the sauna, this is just these little snippets are just coming to me as you're talking. So, when I left the sauna today, what that represented to me was, I was sitting in the fire. Whatever the water whatever comes, the water has been purified. Whatever life there is in whatever is living is pure. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So, but what happened is when I left, I brought my water. I washed off and I left, and I had left my now I don't have any jewelry. I bought a necklace from the dollar store. It's like for $2.99, and how much? $2.99, and it comes in 2 pieces because it's got a chain, and it's got it looks like actually the leaf of a marijuana plant, and I think the number is 9. There's 9 stems. That's so weird. I'm just figuring this out all now, but they separate. So you got the imprint, okay, which is this leaf when you take it away, and then the other side of it is the square with the imprint on the inside. Oh my God, I'm just expressing this now. It's a box.
You're downloading. Stop being so shocked at yourself. Crying out loud.
Okay, hang on.
What are you,
it's a box, and it's got a imprint on it. And it's, of course, fake. I mean, it represents the box and our signatures in it. And so I had left it in the sauna room the last time I was there. That was about a week ago. And I thought, well, I'm going back. I'll pick it up when I go there, which was today. So I get my my locket back, okay, and as I'm walking back, this is crazy. Okay, as I'm walking back, I got my new locket back, and I'm going into the elevator, and it's on the 2nd floor. I push the button. There was a guy ahead of me who was cleaning the carpet where I was walking. I guess the cleaner was there, and he just was ahead of me. So he's vacuuming all this carpet as I'm walking. I go into the elevator, push 2, get out. Well, when you get out of the elevator, you're facing this huge mirror. And this is weird. So when I walk out of the elevator, I look at the mirror, and the reflection in the mirror is looking outside of this window. And outside of this window, which is really true, I mean, this is what does exist, is the concrete sidewalk, and then there's a water fountain. It's one of those wishing wells, okay, where you find all kinds of pennies and coins in there. Behind that is the city hall, and that's what I can see in the reflection, okay. So we're backtracking, right? So I see the reflection in the mirror, and I go, okay, I get it. This is coming out of the purification, bringing this box, okay, this locket out with me. It's now been purified, and now I'm reversing everything. So what I see now is actually kind of coming back to reality. So in my mirror, I'm seeing the wishing well. Now the wishing well, when I started finding out about how we were currency and how when we're on the water, we are not given our inheritance, that means we're still a corporation. So I'm looking at this well, and I'm going, shit, you know what? I'm going to make this up. I'm going to take money out, us. I didn't give a shit if people were looking. I put my hand in the water, and I scooped up a handful of coins. And I went, okay, whoever you are, here's Israel. We're free. We're out. I'm taking us out. And I carried the money home, and I put it somewhere here, and it's in my room. And I see all this now happening in reverse, because what I did is I took some of the money back, and I replaced it. And I said, this is where this belongs. Whoever that is, whatever that being is, it's not us. This is the replacement. And then that was kind of it on that part. But so I'm coming out, and I see the well, and I see now the well, the wishing well, and I go, great, okay, I made that connection. Then I'm sort of walking down, and I get to what's next. It's a huge. It's called the District of North Vancouver Library. In the library, we keep all our filing systems. This is where we keep all our information, all our documents, all of the. Well, here we have City Hall, first of all, on the left of me, and we have the library on the right of me, and I'm walking home. Okay, I'm walking back home. So now the dot has connected with the files and the city. Okay, it's all, now we're getting all our stuff coming back to us, right? So this time when I'm walking home, I'm thinking, I know that I should really be walking in my bare feet. And lately I've been walking a different route. instead of going on concrete, I'm starting to walk on grass because it's easier for my body. Well, this time as I'm walking home, I'm feeling like I should just take my shoes off. So I take my shoes off and I'm walking on as much grass as I can. And I'm just really trying to slow everything down and just observe around me what I'm seeing. And what I see are a license number was 888, and you know it was a black Explorer. And I kind of have an affinity for license plate numbers and stuff, and I understand how they speak to us, and well, anything does as long as you're focused on it. And so it's just been numbers for me. So 888 on this black Explorer, I passed that. All these flowers are looking absolutely insanely gorgeous, and I don't even want to pick one. Oh, that's right.
And I don't want to interrupt the flow here. You got going too late in the show. We got about 4 minutes left, 5 minutes tops.
Okay.
No, we're going to carry on. I mean, what you were basically outlining to people is how to observe the allegories following the yellow brick road. Pay attention to everything. Look at everything allegorically. Start asking the question, why? Because you know how, what, where, when, and who you're there. There's only one question that always remains unanswered, and that's why. So have a look at why did you see that? Why was that put in front of you? Why are you on that particular street? Why are you talking to that particular individual? Okay? And this is how you see the allegories. And I did want to finish with a song tonight. I was asked, so I was going to do You're the Sun to Me. Because you guys need to know that. You need to know who and what you are. I know why. I'm just trying to show you the other parts. And just how incredibly important you are. Now again, I still have tomorrow night listed as an open forum. I'm not sure if, depending what happens, again, this is it is what it is. But that at the same time does not negate people just jumping in and doing what we're doing right now. Because this, for me, is how we're walking this path. This is how we're showing it to others. Can you see it? This road's narrow. It's not easy. You'll step right over it and miss it. It's razor sharp. And
isn't it interesting too how the Bilderbergs are having their power meeting right now as we are having our power meeting? It's the two forces. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's all coming to a head. So, and on that happy note, I'm going to play "You're the Sun to Me," and we might have a few seconds afterwards just to say goodnight. But I just want to say a great big thank you to all you guys for being the light that you are. Seriously, it's an incredible thing. So this one I'm sending out to you, straight from my heart to yours.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
Ever woke up when it just can't get much better? Feel the sun on your face even when it's rainy weather. When nothing matters, just as long as we're together. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. I can't remember ever feeling like I'm feeling. Head in the clouds all day got me flying, got me reeling. And there ain't no way my heart can't be concealing. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look. reason they won't need explaining. Why I smile all day even though it's always raining. 'Cause you're the one thing that is constant and sustaining. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me.
What ye sow, so shall ye reap. Enjoy the harvest. But I also got a video outlining some of the things that had been taken, and one of them that was mentioned was the red and blue brain as it was illustrated. So that kind of resonated, and then I started, looking around and remembering things that had the red and blue effect. So there's a few things just to let you know where you can look in terms of allegory. It's all there. How are you looking at it? So for me, it's bringing the left and right, the Cain and Abel, back into resonant frequency to create that beautiful indigo, violet, amethyst hue that is your higher self. And the closer you can get those frequencies to work together, the higher you go, And for those seeking drive-through truth, it's very, very simple. If you want truth in an instant, you are certainly not going to get it, digging around here and there, looking. You need to meditate first, get your downloads. You've already looked enough. You've seen everything you need to see. Everything, I promise you. Everything happens now, right? So, time to have a little look at you. Look at what do you need to sort out within yourself? You're me, you. This is a daily practice with me. Not practice, actually. Kind of getting good at it. But in the stillness of self, when you take that time just to be with you, the most beautiful essence in the universe, I know that. I don't believe that. I know that. That's why I have such a hard time with the TLBs when they show up and I just chainsaw them out of the picture. People get all irate and no, I'm not talking to you, asshole. I'm talking to your tricky little bastards making you think it's you. Can you see the difference? Can you? One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, it ain't you. It's a program. So I say, don't get with the program. Look at that reinforcement. Get with the program. No. Programmer for spelling? Don't think. And that's where the sigils and whatnot come into play as well. It's very interesting. So thanks for that post, Aaron. And Graham, you messed up my makeup this morning, jerk. Thank you so much for the picture. Again, you guys just overwhelm me, and it is so wonderful to be humbled the way you guys can do it, and I can't be more grateful. You see, and I know, having talked with Ninja, I forget where I was going there, just caught another, but excuse me, about the pedestals. Ninja knows exactly what I'm speaking of. A lot of people do. That's why I don't tolerate them. You see, because pedestals, there's two things that you create. You create I-dolls and icons. You know, I've seen these pop up recently as well. Not so much the I-dolls, right? When you understand what a doll was about, it was to replace the sacrificed child back in Babylonian time. I've been doing this for a long time, and it was given to the sibling as a reminder and token of the their sibling that just got sacrificed to Baal, whatever name you want to use it, the Luciferian Antichrist energy. All right. Same thing with birthday candles. The whole idea of that is lighting a pyre. Same with barbecue. When you char your meat, that's the whole idea of burning flesh. These are all symbolic, and they're very, very telling when you have a look at things. Mind you, I gotta say this. There's a lot of stuff I just mentioned that I haven't looked at for a very long time. This is going way back in the research to try to put some dots together. So there you go, I-dolls, right? That's idol, idol worshiping, right? American Idol. Right? I want you to look outside of yourself to worship, something external, something physical. Oh, I wish I was like them. Oh, I wish I was this. Oh, I wish I was. Be that, right? I be that every day, and it's a constant struggle and battle. Ask Vicky; she'll tell you. Icons, right? I with or without. That's the thing. Con art. Thinking about how long it took. Well, sometimes you do. Depends on the restaurant. Especially when you see people that were after you getting served before. That's kind of what I'm talking about. But again, there's another program. Are you watching? No, instead, here we are at drive-thrus where they have the timer. If you've ever seen them, they're quite funny. Where how long you've been waiting in line? 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and 2 minutes 13 and 14, and typically by about 2.5 or 3 minutes, you're getting pissed off. Yeah, well, it was a fast food, right? Now take that and layer it into truth. People. That's the thing about truth. Truth can be told. It cannot be spoken. It can only be realized. Right? So getting back to what Aaron's post was about, let me just scroll back up. You've got a lot of people that you're dealing with that are, even the ones that claim to be awakened, that are still waiting at the drive-through window, and they're honking the horn, they're stomping their feet, and they're getting into all manner of stupidity like court games and not seeing the illusion of what it is to keep you in conflict. I'm going to reference some of Robert Ote's work. I believe it was Robert. Not sure who Danny stole it from, but I'm pretty sure that's Robert's work. It's talking about the right and left brain, one side colored red, one side colored yellow, or not yellow, red and blue, right? So let me give you a couple of things to look at allegorically, just to show you a couple of different things from one cosmic and one everyday. Now, if you think in terms of red and blue, well, we can talk about the matrix. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? Well, the thing is, you got to take them both. That's the thing. To get them into balance, they got to neutralize, yeah. Because you don't want to be all knowing and all of a sudden and not be in control of your divine feminine creation, because you create a little chaos there. So there's one example. Another one would be go to the Hopi prophecy of the red and blue Kachina. What were they referencing there? What were they really talking about? Were they talking about these planets and suns and they were, inbound things, or were they actually speaking of something a little bit more hidden than that? And for me, the red Kachina, blue Kachina was all about consciousness coming back into its neutral zone of divine feminine, divine masculine in balance, working in unison instead of fighting against one another. And you can see that every day. You've got some guys that are like uber masculine. They're the ones that generally are, jarheads wearing, big work boots, military work boots, and standing on transgendered people's throats just for shits and giggles, and heading out to the bar that night with their buddies going, yeah, did you see that? Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that was really big and manly and tough of you and your 14 or 15 buddies standing by cheering you on like the bull you are. But that's, anyway, so there's your uber masculine. And of course you have your uber feminine, which is the overly emotional and won't listen kind of individual. Now that applies both across the board. I know a lot of guys like that, and I know a lot of girls like the other too. So, this is about bringing it back into balance. So what is red kachina, blue kachina? You might want to look at the reference in the Hopi prophecy again with different eyes. Another example of it as well, the red and the blue in conflict. You might have noticed that at some point traveling along and going a little bit too fast for some jarhead's liking, and the next thing you see is this conflict of blue and red. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the observations that Vicky had brought in allegorically. Well, isn't it interesting that when you're looking at this flashing red and blues of a car way down the road, it has a hue of purple. That's what red and blue do, right? Does purple mean anything to anyone? Maybe crown chakra? That once you get your red and blue into balance, the hue of man changes, the color, right? So when you have this effect of red and blue, and of course you see the allegory with quote aliens, unquote UFOs or whatever, where they talk about the red and blue lights that are being utilized to create propulsion, anti-grav effects, whatever the case may be. So don't limit yourself to looking at one thing or two things. Have a look across the board and see what resonates with you as far as if you see something. I gotta say the Sunday thing, the show and the DW event, as we'll call it, it's pretty funny. Well, the good thing, it was all good. I loved it. Good promo, bad promo gets the word. Thank you. Had a lot of new listeners, and apparently they hung out, and I got lots of messages saying people, I am subscribed, and there you go. Assure you, there are absolutely no coincidences whatsoever. You know that. And they are happening every instant. They're not just, they are in the now all the time, if you are. So all you have to do is pay attention, and the yellow brick road will open before you. And you'll notice that just ahead of you, Hansel and Gretel have been dropping loaves, never mind breadcrumbs, to find the way home. These were the breadcrumbs that you left behind in the future of the past present moment. So when you get there, when you get into that beautiful stillness of self, that's when you're going to start seeing these things. We get caught up in the day-to-day distractions. I love being the observer. Anytime I'm out and about, just to see how incredibly rare you are. I was saying that to Vicky today. Do you see how rare you are? Do you see how incredibly few? We don't need many, that's the thing. But we are the few. Never in the field of spiritual combat has so much been owed by so many to so few. Screw you, Churchill, you warmongering piece of shit, Rothschild go-to boy. Anyway. I just thought I'd share that just because it was, coincidence. But, and again, there is no such thing as history. Everything is allegorically now. And, Zoe has a very unique perspective in that. Well, go figure, Gemini. Oh, and a couple of happy birthdays to go out tonight. Excuse me, because I'm not always mindful. I do my best. There's a couple of things going on. But great big happy birthday to Terry and Bolton, and of course Mary Croft out west, fellow Geminis, and Martin. And I'm not sure when MJ's is, and I'm not exactly sure when Zoe and Gary's are. Imagine that, two Geminis together. Whoa, party time. Anyway, just a little shout out there. But let's get back to the game at hand here. Yeah, these coincidences and these intuitive feelings that we have been so indoctrinated into looking outside of ourselves for answers. You'll never find an answer outside of yourself. I promise you that. I tried for years. I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I didn't find anything. All I found was more and more illusion and more beings caught in that illusion. Whether they sit there and argue politics like it matters or argue economy like it matters, like all of this stuff is just utter nonsense. And that's when I was listening to a couple of guys today talking about politics, and that's when I looked at Vicky and said, "You know how rare you are?" And she went, "Yep." So again, when you know how to look at things, you look at it from the allegorical perspective, right? So again, as above, so below. And I was on a train. Oh yeah, history and how it's all happening now. Everything is in the now. I just remembered there too. I found out today that Tony is hosting his own show. I didn't hear no one talking about it. I just caught wind that he was. I wish he'd let me know, and that way I could promote it for him. It's just the kind of bitch I am. Anyway, as far as I know, it's from 5 to 7 Eastern Standard, which would be 10 to midnight Greenwich Mean Time. That's my understanding of it. So if I get any more information, I'll be more than happy to share that. There you go. Where do I want to go? Oh, yes, I was going down the list of beautiful pictures. And gorgeous shot there, Colin. Thank you so much. And Aaron, this is a beautiful quote. There's a certain stage you reach where your intent is to only speak your truth, not convince others of it. You begin to realize that everyone has their own path. In other words, you cannot convince a baby they should be walking when they are at the stage of crawling. To convince them of that truth is irrelevant. Baby steps. This is the whole thing that I keep reinforcing. People, see, we've been so indoctrinated also into a drive-through mentality. There's an allegory for you right there. What is a drive-through? Well, it means that you use a whole lot. It's very convenient. You use a whole lot less effort. And it also teaches you how to be extremely impatient. Remember the good old days when you actually had to park your car and get up and walk across a parking lot and go in and wait to be seated, and then you make your sit down and you have to wait for the waitress or waiter, whatever this may be, would come up and take your order, and then you'd be waiting another 5 or 10 or 15 minutes depending on where you are, sometimes up to a half an hour or whatever. And then the look out and you have a great time sitting around talking with everybody, and no bitching and no whining.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
And good evening, good late evening for some, and good morning for others, or good afternoon. That's the joy of doing the worldwide thing, 24/7, 365. I kind of mean that literally, too. It's allegorical, but I mean it literally. Welcome to Outside the Box. I'm your host, or hostess, whatever, Kate of Gaia. Another interesting day. In this wild and wacky and wonderful allegorical little nightmare we call home, Earth, whatever you want to call it. But, one sec. Boy, people love to, there we go. Hello, AJ. Just got you on Skype there, so let's get you into the Love and Stuff room so you can have some fun with everybody. Let's start off with that. For those interested in getting into the inner loops and with all the people hanging out in Skype, and there are many, hundreds of us in the room now. Just get a hold of me, or if you know anyone that is in the Love and Stuff Skype group, they can bring you in as well. But if you want to contact me direct, I always like being able to get in touch with people one-on-one anyway. You can get me at Skype at katie.renee.thompson. That's KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON. And of course, Facebook. And you can Twitter me too. Not sure what the Twitter is, Kate of Gaia or whatever, but Facebook, you can get me at kate.renee.5. Slightly different spelling on Renee. KATE.RENE.5, the number. Okay, so that's no excuses why you cannot get a hold of me. I love all these posts that come up. Oh, and by the way, Faisal, I'm having to constantly untag myself from fear porn posts that you love to tag me with, so I would ask that you stop doing that, please, because the last thing I want to do is, I appreciate all my friends. I just don't appreciate litter on my page, especially things that promote some negative energy, be it pictures of Illuminati or any of those other clowns. Just please, it's, again, when you do that, you're just reinforcing the illusion around you, and I'm doing my best to dispel it and break it down so that you can see what's really going on. So I would ask Faisal on Facebook, please stop tagging. If there are messages that raise vibration as far as getting people into the home zone, i.e. within themselves, great, please. I've spent a lifetime dealing in fear porn on radio and off radio, of course. So, I've seen the contrast, don't need it anymore, and that's a request to everybody, please. I'm very particular with what you put up on my walls in my home, and fear porn is definitely not the artwork I like. And wow, you guys are, I don't think there's a day goes by that so many of you just amaze me and blow me away with just your energy and the things that you share. Just so you know, they do mean the universe to me, literally. So thank you for that, and I will pop over to Facebook and share a couple of things with everyone. And hey, Angela, let me get you into the Love and Stuff room, and everybody say hi to Angela. Here she comes, and bink, there she is. So everybody say hi, Ange. Anyway, it is Kate of Gaia for Twitter. Thank you. I got it right. Yay! Blonde Irish bimbo, unbelievable. But I have a few pearls that I like to share. And one of the things I enjoy most is knowing that when I share these pearls, they're not being cast before swine. That in itself is beyond wow. Because a lot of things that I've talked about through the course of my life, my little stint here, obviously fell for many, many years, decades, on deaf ears. And again, we're in this together. We do this together. I had a great chat with Vicky today. And one of the joys of just going to have a coffee with Vicky is you don't generally have to say a whole lot. It's just you don't have to. I get it. Just hang out in the aura and just I get it. It's all good. So a great big thank you to Vicky for that. My weekly respite, as it were, to just go and kind of hang out in another aura that. I got to tell you, and I know you've experienced this because I have. It is just nice to sit with someone where there are no expectations. There is nothing they want from you. There's nothing they need from you. It's just you're there, and that's all it is. And it's just like 0 point neutral, and. Those are the beautiful places I like to be, and so a great big thanks to Vicky, and there's really not much to say. There's that no words thing, but I'm just going to head over to Facebook for a second, do some shout outs. Hey Otis, I know you're always here. I love you, love everybody. Andrea, I see you. John S. in the UK, and of course Kath. Oh, 4, indeed, yes. Are we playing golf now? 4. But and Scott, of course, thank you. Yeah, Saturday Night Philosophy Boom. Well, we're hoping anyway, right? And of course, AJ, thank you so much for the Propylamian. Sorry, small screen. And of course, Susanna Cat. Always got my back. And gorgeous picture, Consuelo, the 2 black swans. Absolutely stunning picture. And there's something else I'd like to read out as well from Aaron. This is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. And Colin, oh my. Here, I'm going down the list here. This is how important things are. This is the resonance that I speak of, and I do love to share it with you in the mirror. And apparently, I'm a white solar mirror in Mayan. I knew that a long time ago. I just never really got into. Well, I did. I'd read it and everything. But I got to tell you, when Cole was reading that last night, I'm going, oh yeah, okay, that works. A lot better than I ever thought. Hey, Sean, I just saw you pop up there. And Claudia, hi. And Bindi, I know all these. Why do I feel like I'm in Romper Room? And I see Cindy, and I see Billy, and for those of us that are over 45 in North America. Okay, so this one is from Colin. Love this. If does not exist. It is only a construct of fear of an outcome which does not, has never, and may not ever transpire. There is no if. There is only when. The only when is now. We do not try. We are not capable of trying. We only do or do not. We do not dabble in falsities. We do not believe. Belief leaves room for lack of knowing. We are absolute. We are anonymous. Just kidding. But I will be speaking this on a podium somewhere. Absolutely. Just to throw a couple more gleams into that one. We have been so indoctrinated for so very long to doubt ourselves, to get so caught up in the physical construct where reality has been falsified. And on the way back, I was thinking about, you've heard of the proverbial leaps of faith. And, you can talk about leaping into the unknown. Excuse me. Now, on a physical level, leaping into the unknown would be, taking on a, let's go meat stick for a minute here, looking into a new job or a new relationship or, moving somewhere where you've never been, traveling across an ocean, which is why I'm here. I've traveled that ocean a few times. These are the physical leaps into the unknown. The real leap for me was looking for those things that cannot be seen. And I'm not talking from the religiocosis perspective of the silly beings in their little clown suits, their vestments and robes and all manner of pre-programmed bullshit. Sorry, you look funny. Really. If you could just see yourself, really, you look very funny. Because you're just spewing that which you were taught to spew, without ever having looked for yourself. You're just towing the line, as it were. But the hidden I speak of is that intuitive, that inner knowing, that what did I forget to remember? That one? The one that has you answering the phone at the same time someone is calling you to call the individual that you picked up the phone to without it ringing, and there you are, both on the phone. That's resonance. That is a telepathy that you've been taught to doubt. Things like deja vu. What's that all about? The clues are endless, and the different situations we go through, the different coincidences that we notice from time to time. Well, I